All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible weekend. Good morning, Peter. How are you this fine, beautiful Monday morning?
I am extraordinarily happy to be joining the way I did and not having to lead this show. So welcome back, Carlos. Very happy to have you home.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, it's. I bet the kids are happy to see you. It's good to be back, despite the weather, I imagine.
Oh yeah, man, we came here, it was 30. I'm like, wow. So that's a shocker. Getting used to that, but yeah, man, it's good to be back. The kids are happy. Kids definitely missed us. And I'm sure mom and dad are happy to hand them over for the rest of the year. So
Yeah, well,
yeah.
it's great to see you and your lovely wife there in the photos in Thailand. So it looks like you had a lot of fun.
Oh man, it was such an amazing time. I'm so glad I went. Such an amazing time. Yep.
So your wife doesn't listen to the show, right?
Today she's smart. She took off today, so she's in the house. The kids are off for some reason today. I had no idea they were off, which is great because great transition. So they're in the house making pancakes and just having fun, and I'm just here. I'm working with you, Peter.
Yeah, no, just make sure, because we wanted some guy talk for a second here, because you and I talked about this.
Yes.
In my experience, this is just Peter talking, so apologies, but the lady folk sometimes, they complain a lot about going, and they make a thing. Oh, I don't want to go, and I can't be away from the kids, and I don't want to go. But by the time if you manage to get them there, they usually have a blast and say, I should have done this. Why did I argue? Was that your experience? Did that work out?
Absolutely, 100%.
I go through this fight every vacation, especially when our kids were young. It was like so much work for me to get her there, but by the time I got her there, she's like, you know what? It's great. You're right. We should have done this. And that's the only time I'll ever hear you're right.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, we don't get many of those. The ones that we do get, we got to take advantage, and we got to absolutely, we got to treasure those. But yeah, exactly our experience, man. It was just awesome. Meeting new members. We met Joe from our winner. Joe from Miami, Matt Props here in chat, our winner from the giveaway, was there with his wife. I mean, which is an amazing time with an amazing group of people. I'm sure we'll talk more about throughout the weekend and all that good stuff. So, all right, friends. As we get back into the swing of things, quick look at our gappers list this morning. Plenty of stuff in the green. I do miss my setup, though. It's so nice coming back home and trading with your actual trading setup, not the travel one. It's like... Don't take this for granted. This is so easy. My keyboard, my everything is just so beautiful, so beautiful. All right, let's see it's here. What's going on? A lot of stuff in the green this morning. We got a couple of stuff on there. You can see plenty today, including some of our semis towards the bottom, so that looks good. And then some stuff in the red, which you're very familiar with. WHLR has been on our list plenty of times before. We haven't seen it in a while, but down 17% today. So got to see what's going on there. And then we got some other ones towards the bottom as well. Some Rivian. Oh, Rivian and Lucid. Some EVs taking a little bit of a slide this morning into the dark side. So we'll see what's happening there. Peter, before we do all of that, how has the U.S. economic calendar been so far?
I mean, last week it was relatively light, but we did have a couple things that we were watching. Today, we got nothing to watch. There is no data. No earnings, no nothing. It's a very quiet Monday. That's not, all that unusual for a Monday. Rarely do we get big data, but usually there's a little something. No little somethings today. So we really just are going to be watching whatever's on the gappers list and, of course, our regular moving stocks. So let's hope we get some volume back in the market because that's going to help things move.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys in chat for all the welcoming messages. It's good to be back. It's good to be preparing with you in the morning and getting ready for the market open. So thank you for the great wishes there. All right, let's dive into this gappers list. First on deck, TG. It'll take me a minute to get things flowing nicely here. TGL TGL this morning. We are Treasure Global. We are up this morning 113. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, 113%. Wow. What a pop, friends. So 130%. Looks like it had a fun day on Friday. I got some levels here. So we might have watched this before. I don't remember. Around $10 or so in the past. But yeah, big day on Friday, 25 million shares, which they normally don't do anything based on this daily here. And today, Peter, they're rocking 1.3 million. Hard to borrow. And it is a 3.5 million shares flow. So big pop for them. What's going on, Peter? Is this tradable for us today?
I don't even see that many shares in the float. I'm showing about 500,000 here. So it's low, whatever measure you use. We also have to keep in mind the relative size of this company. This is a company that does, well, last year did 2.3 million. The big news this morning is that they've raised their annual sales guidance to 3 million. Three. So let's keep in mind, this is a company that's only doing 3 million maybe of sales. So great that it's up. This is a super low float, very small stock.
Yeah. Hard to borrow. We can short it here. So again, a lot of flags. I love the pop, guys. Up 114%. It's nice, but again, just how tradable this is going to be, and you can short it. So for all we know, we might have an opportunity to play to the downside. But again, such a low float. Be very, very careful. I'm gonna leave it off the list. Actually, you know what? Popcorn list. Nice and early this morning. TGL. On the popcorn. I do want to come back and see what it's doing, but again, it won't be on my trading list. All right, continue here. FULC. So FULC this morning. Peter, I met a couple of people actually that are interesting. So I met someone that lives in Hong Kong, and she's like Futu, and it's so funny because on my mind we're walking. She took a flight with us, Andorra, by the way. She took a flight with us from Thailand to Hong Kong. We had the same flight, and as we're coming off the plane, she's like, "Yeah, Futu is very big here," and I'm like, it didn't. Think to me, what do you mean Futu? What do you talk about Futu? And she's like, F you to you. I'm like, oh, okay. as we're walking through the terminal, I'm like, oh yeah, like yeah, they're really big here. And we start talking about EVs and all this, and man, tons of Teslas, by the way, in Hong Kong. Wow. Everywhere you look, Tesla all over the place. It's unbelievable how many Teslas are out there. But yeah, it was very funny with that food too. She said, F you to you. I was like, okay, I got it. I got you. Here's another one. FULC up 63% this morning. 4 million shares traded. The float on this bad boy is 48 million, so a little bit higher, which is nice. Hopefully we can get some opportunity out of this. Peter, what's the news today? They're getting a beautiful pop this morning into 1647, the high of the pre-market so far.
Well, it is Monday, so we should expect a couple of biotechs on the list. Although last week, Carlos, one of the weird things that was happening, you might have noticed listening in, was that we were having biotechs like midweek. Like Thursday was a big day for biotechs. Like that just almost never happens. But whatever, maybe we're back to normal. Fulcrum announced that they've got positive early phase trial results, phase 1B results for sickle cell disease. Those positive results is what's pushed the stock price higher this morning.
All right, man, look at it go here as it's trying to push towards the pre-market high. Again, this is another one that's borderline of what me and Peter like to look at. I do want to watch it. It is heavily in play, but I think it's also going to join the popcorn ticker list here. So we'll come back to it. Let's come back to see how it looks in a couple of minutes here. But look, it's pushing high. It looks like it wants to hit that high of the pre-market now. Volume continues to pour in as it pushes up towards that level. All right, we'll come back to that one. Next, BDRX is another one. BDRX on here. We are up 56%. Was up all the way to 14.93. Has lost a lot of ground since then, down at almost $8 right now. So 8.8 million shares traded. Another pharmaceutical company here. Peter, hard to borrow. Not something that I'm gonna. And this is less than 1 million shares flow. So not interested in that at all. Peter, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I agree. It's another one of these low float biotechs. Like we said, it's Monday. We're going to get a few of these. In this case, they've got a phase 3 trial of a drug going on, and they've got great uptick in terms of the enrollment they've had in the drug trial. So that's good news for them, and it's what was driving that surge. You notice how it sort of peaked earlier. This is a company out of the UK, so I believe it's dual market traded, which is usually problematic, right, for the trades in the North American market. By the time we open in North America, usually a lot of the move has happened in the UK. So, which means that you're just going to get sort of stagnant price action, and we're already seeing it sort of move back down, right? So it could be that the fund's over on this. Not going to be on my list.
Yeah, it does look that way. The way this is dropping here, I'm going to leave this one
Oh my goodness.
alone. What's up, Peter? What we got?
Did we do this? Go back to the last one we talked about on FULC. It's
Oh,
is because we talked about it. This thing is like moving suddenly. It's
oh,
surging up. Another buck since we talked about it.
yeah. It's on a move here. It's on a move. I mean, that's why I have it there on the popcorn. I mean, the volume is there, 4.4. It'll be interesting to see, can it break this pre-market high? And man, it was just open up the floodgates. It's trying. It's just. I just want to see this here for a second. Let's see. Let's see if it breaks. Having a hard time, but man, right there, it's definitely getting the volume. Ruthie Green, 2788. Good morning to you as well. She's joining us from Fort Worth, Texas. So Texas in the house this morning. So welcome.
There you go.
All right.
I spent a lot of time in Fort Worth in the stockyards. Well, that's where I would go for touristy things, but
Yeah, yeah. I never been to Texas.
well,
Yeah, I never. No, not even. No, I have not been to Texas.
wow.
Not even on like a stopover or layover on a flight. Nothing. So I gotta make my way down there. All right. Let's see. KY. KYMR. 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 Here we go. This one is Chimera Therapeutics. Man, it is Therapeutics Monday today. Chimera Therapeutics up 34%, 227, excuse me, 1,000 shares traded. I mean, I don't know. This doesn't look all that hot to me. The float on this one is 60 million, so it's not a low flow stock. But again, I don't see the volume this morning, the pre-market, that makes it attractive at all.
No, I agree with you. I don't think this is as good as some of the other stuff we've already looked at. Yet another biotech. Again, early phase trial, phase 1B again, for something they're calling KT621. Obviously, they haven't got their marketable name yet, which is to help with moderate to severe atopic dermatitis. So, anyways, good, strong results from it so far. It's popping up. Just looking at the chart here, I don't love it. There's not quite enough volume.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one alone. Let's move on down to the next one. It's going to be MTVA. So MTVA this morning, we are up 34. Metavia, interesting name, up 34%. Yeah, 1 million shares traded. Again, just doesn't really look tradable. Float on this is also under 1 million shares float here. So a lot of low flow stuff today in this list. On the gap up on the top side of it. What's the latest and greatest on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's a biotech, but it doesn't have biotech news. This is just market news. This is really interesting. It's a post reverse split. They did an odd 1 for 11 reverse post split. I have to admit, I don't think I've ever seen a 1 for 11 odd decision there. They didn't pick 10, they didn't pick 12. Anyways, you don't normally go with the odd numbers like that. But anyways, a 1 for 11 reverse stock split. So that's right. Maybe, hey, Raph, I hadn't thought about that. There you go. Maybe this is like a Spinal Tap thing, right? It goes to 11. So anyways, reverse splits don't usually give good trading.
Yeah, they don't unless you're a bigger company. So yeah, I don't like this one. We'll leave this one alone. Wow, our gap up list, friends, has not really given us anything to look forward to here. So very, very disappointing, I guess, for right now, as far as what we like to trade. So let's stop here. Let's skip around a little bit, Peter. I know I see Carvana is on there. So let's look at Carvana, and then we will look at maybe some of the Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to answer a question. Jay is asking a good question.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, sometimes we use terms and we don't realize not everybody's familiar with them. So, and it's a good question, Jay. A reverse split. So when a stock splits, you would say, like the price gets too high because it's been on a big growth spurt. And let's say the stock price is $1,000. They would do a 10-for-1 split, which means that for every single share you would own, you now get 10 shares priced at $100. Right? So you have the same total value, but what they're doing is they're trying to reduce the price to make it more tradable and attractive. It also increases their float, which has good long-term benefits. On the other side of that equation is when your stock has not been doing well and the price has been dropping too much, you can do a reverse split. So basically, you say for every 10 shares you own, I'm going to give you one at 10 times the price. You often see this when a stock has been in rapid decline or decline over a long period of time, and they want to increase the price. So in the case of MTVA here that we were looking at, is that the one? Yeah, that we were. Anyways, they
Yep.
the stock price is sitting at about $11 now, so I can presume it was a $1 stock price. When you get below $1, you're considered to be, just a penny stock, and everybody ignores you. So what you do is you go out there and you reissue your stock and you reduce the number of shares, which isn't always good because it makes your float lower, makes it, more volatile to trade, but it has the effect of increasing your price, which creates perceived value. So again, you see this a lot on biotechs and small companies that are struggling. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, ask questions, guys. That's definitely what we're here for. We love to help
yeah.
and clear things up. Yeah. We're just going to take a look at Carvana here and see what's going on with them. They are up 8.7, 305,000 shares traded. They're hit or miss. I didn't know they were this high. Look at their run this year, man. In April, they were down at 160. They're trading at 400, just under 440 here. So that's pretty impressive. So nice big run for them into November as well. You can see the last couple of days, into December actually. See the last couple of days doing very, very nice here on the daily. And a big jump for them, Peter, this morning, almost 10% here. So what's the latest and greatest and what's driving them today?
Yeah, I mean, we hadn't been following them, and they've been doing well, like you said. This year, up from where were they this time last year? This time last year, they were trading around, well, half the price, right? Just under $200. And obviously, you've had a great run at it. Friday, they got some good news. They are going to be added, and I don't know about the wisdom of this, but hey, not my call. They're going to be added to the S&P 500. So this is 500 stocks that are considered to be, they use them to be the barometer of the market, right? So it's good to be included. That means that your stock is now going to be added to a whole bunch of ETFs. If you're running a tracking fund around the S&P 500, you now have to add Carvana to it. So in the short term, it gives them a little bit of a boost. It also gives credibility and stability and a few other things. So it's good for Carvana. The date of addition is December 22nd. So we can often see a little more buying and sometimes a modest price increase before they get added. We were talking about this last week because there's a few changes going on with the S&P 500 list. And but usually like on the 22nd, it's usually pretty boring because most of the changes have already happened, right? Nobody waits to the last minute. It's all done in advance. So the date of addition is the 22nd, but we're seeing some move today. It seems like sort of in reaction to the announcement on Friday. Oh,
Yep, sorry, I
you're
was
on
on
mute.
mute. Yep, I
There
was
you
on
go.
mute. Got to get used to that. All right, Peter, let's stop here. Tons of stuff happening here. Are you gonna watch Carvana? I mean, it's a hit or miss for me. Do you like it this morning?
I don't know. I used to watch it and I never really ever got any good trades off of it. I feel like I should, but just looking at it, it doesn't look great. So I think the short answer would be no. I'm really not going to put it on my primary list. Or in my watch list. If it pops up, if other people mention it in the chat room, then maybe we'll come back to it. But I don't think my gut is that it's not probably going to do much. So no.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that, I mean, there's all of the usual stuff. I mean, the semis were relatively good for us last week. They're not doing anything especially interesting this morning, to be honest. NVIDIA is actually lower volume than we've seen. Last week, it was trading 3 to 4 million shares pre-market. I see we only have about 2 million right now. So volume is actually relatively low on NVIDIA. But, it always goes onto my list. And there's the usual Tesla, although that's gapping down, not up. But Tesla was a challenge last week. I still watched it, but man, that baby was not easy. So yeah, be careful if you're watching that. What was good and very interesting was some of the ones that you wouldn't expect, like Meta. Meta actually put in some good trading opportunities on Friday. So, it might be worth keeping an eye on it again today. Again, I don't see anything particularly special happening on it, but I didn't on Friday either, and it was off to the races. So, some good moves there. And another one that some of our people watch all the time is PLTR, which also put in some moves. And most of these moves, by the way, didn't happen like immediately at the open. Again, just a few minutes of patience, and then you could have taken advantage of some moves on Meta and PLTR and some others. So we'll see if that happens today. But that's the type of stuff I'm going to be watching, Carlos, because otherwise I feel it's pretty quiet out there.
Yeah, yep. I am going to add Tesla and NVIDIA to my list here because, again, we didn't come off with much out of that gap up list. I do see MU there. Let's see what MU is up to. It is on the gap up list this morning. It is up 2.8, 630,000 shares traded. But again, normally for me, it doesn't trail that well as far as intraday trading. So I am going to watch Tesla and NVIDIA. I'm going to put both of those on the list. Just going to type them in here, NVIDIA and Tesla. All right, friends. Let's see what's gapping down. Yeah.
Well, just on the gap up quickly, one of the things that we were keeping a close eye on last week was crypto prices and looking at Bitcoin. It's back up over 90,000. So this weekend it managed to get up over 90,000. It's at 91,500 right now, which is good. Again, not great, but good. And I see that pretty much all of the related stocks, the MSTR, Mara, Clear Spark. I always get that wrong. It's Clean Spark, Coin, Hood. They're all gapping up a little bit this morning. So, take that for what it's worth. But that's another sector that seems to be a little bit active this morning.
Let's take a look at Coin here. Yeah, yep. All right, we'll see. Again, I have not had any luck, man, trading, looking at Mara and these other ones. Like, now I gotta admit, I have not put them on the list on a serious observation. So it's, I'm not sure about it. All right, let's see what's gapping down, friends. I do see WHLR on deck here. We have watched this before. It's been a while for me. WHLR. This is Wheeler. Oh, it's a real estate. Yeah, it's a real estate company. Looks like they had a big day on Friday. Had a nice day here. Nice pop from 6 to about 7. Today does have a little bit of volume. Hard to borrow. So a lot of things I don't like on this one here. Again, might not be on my list, Peter.
So maybe to James in the chat room, here's a good example of what a chart looks like for a stock that has clearly had some reverse stock splits. So if you can go to a daily chart and then I think if you just look at the daily, that looks okay. Just zoom out. Yeah, there you go. Right? There's no way this stock was ever trading at $7,000. Like it just wasn't. But what happens when you get the reverse splits, right? It looks like the previous price was a lot higher because basically you've got a whole bunch of amalgamated, shares in that price. So this is what a reverse stock split chart can often look like. So clearly Wheeler's been struggling. Their price has been going down, and more down. And this price action, while it's, it was up on Friday and is down today, frankly, in the big picture, it looks like a flat line. So, that's usually enough to convince me I probably don't want to do anything with this. And I don't see really any news, Carlos. I think this is really just, this is an offshoot of the growth that happened on Friday, and we didn't even like trading it then. So.
Yeah, in that case, it's not going to be fun. We'll look at something else, friends. All right, let's look at another list from the gap down. We'll start with, what's this one? Marvell. MRVL. So let's take a look here. 1.2 million shares traded. It is down 7.4. So really not looking all that good there. I rarely watch this stock. I don't think it trades well. It doesn't trade well for my type of strategies. Today, though, the pre-market action looks very active, Peter. I do like what I'm seeing here. So maybe today might be a day where it does make our list and it does provide us some opportunities. But I do like what I'm seeing here with this drop down 7.4. The volume is 1.2 million shares traded. We do have shares for short. I like it, man. What's the news?
Yeah, I actually like this one as well. So it's setting up well for my Rising Devil type trade. And the news is bad. They got downgraded. And the reason why they were downgraded is because they're not doing too well. They recently lost a contract with Amazon for their Tranium, anyways, chip design to another company called Alchip. And there's rumors that Microsoft is discussing custom chip design with Broadcom as opposed to Marvell, which had been a partner they've used in the past to help them with chip design activities. So it looks like Marvell is losing some market share and a little bit of its presence. So that's going to be a momentum killer. And I think there's more downside. Looking at the daily chart and where this thing sits, it looks like there's some good downside opportunity here. So if you're like me and a short seller, short bias, Marvell's setting up well.
Yeah, it is. I do like the action we're seeing this morning there. So I'm gonna add it to the list here. Probably gonna be it's probably a secondary for me, but our list is so light today that I think we could afford to put it on the main list this morning. So I'm gonna put it right here next to Tesla, because so far not a whole lot that's taken over our primary list today. Continuing here off the gap down list, again brought to you by tradingterminal.com. You can always join there and get this exact same scanners list plus other tools for traders that can help you identify stocks in play. So here's one, QCLS, QC Technologies. I'm not sure about this one. Looks a little bit messy. Float on is 1.6, so very, very low float here. Looks like it has some action over the last couple of days. But again, not really anything I like this morning, Peter.
I don't blame you for not liking it. It also doesn't look good to me. This is QC Technologies, not familiar to me. I don't think I've ever traded this. It looks to me like it's funny because they had well, their last news was good news. So I can't even tell you why this thing is moving today. I don't really see any particular news on it. It's also, I guess it's just above our $5 cutoff, right? How it made the list here, trading at $6.
Yeah, just getting over that. Yep.
Yeah, I really don't see any news on it. So it just by chance happens to be on here. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one in the truck.
Oh, let's get the truck. I
There you
agree with
go.
that. Oh man, where is my truck? See, I'm
Where's
getting
your
back to the
truck?
swing of things. I have to
Yeah,
put that on a button here. The truck. Here is the truck. There it is.
there it is.
Very nice. I gotta tell you, it was fun watching the truck come across on the big screen when we were in Thailand and we were
Oh
trading.
yeah.
We were watching the pre-market show. We had you guys up on the big screen when the truck came. I'm like, yes, there's the big truck coming
There
our way.
it is.
So that was nice. That was nice. I gotta tell you, trading during that time zone is tough.
Mm, yeah.
Oh man,
Evening
we were.
trading.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not ideal, man. We were after a long day of activities. It was 9:30 in the evening, and we're beat, man. And we were there, and we're just like a few times I caught myself dozing off. I mean, it was not a yeah, it's not an easy time zone to be trying to focus and get this job done. All right, let's see here. So we covered the top four. Oh, PLRZ. This was one that was very active last week. I remember that because I think
Hmm.
you had brought it up on
We
the
did.
pre-market show. Today we are down 8.8, 293,000 shares traded. Hard to borrow. It just has become a mess now. I don't think it's worth it's worth taking a look at this. I mean, it just looks awful. Very, very careful on this one. Float on this is under 1 million shares traded. So I think the fund might be over on this one. I think.
Agreed. And yeah, we talked about them last week. Didn't like it then. Don't like it now.
Yeah, well, we'll leave that alone. All right, and then two more I want to cover. We got EVs here. We got Lucid and we got Rivian, both on deck this morning. So let's take a look at Lucid right now. We are down 4.4, 537,000 shares traded. I have not seen this stock. I mean, it's made our list before, but we have not put it on any of our watch lists, right? So they have not been great. Today they're down 4.3. And I also said Rivian. I'm not sure if the news is related, but Rivian is also down, Peter. They're down 3.5 with 833,000 shares traded. At Rivian by far trades much better than Lucid. So if the catalyst is related, I will watch Rivian opposed to Lucid. But anything going on here that's driving both of these lower this morning?
Well, yeah. Morgan Stanley woke up this morning and decided to choose violence, and they've downgraded both of these guys. Rivian and Lucid both got a downgrade. Basically, they in their release, Morgan Stanley said, "Dump Rivian and Lucid and buy General Motors." And I can only imagine this seems to be based on the context that they're putting in here. These are both North American EV car manufacturers, and they're going to be affected. If you know, last week out of the White House, there was a big press conference where the president was touting the value of fuel burning cars. So he was back to the good old days. I mean, they went so far as that their actual, I'll have to paraphrase the quote, but the statement was, "We're going to bring it back to the 70s when remember when we had station wagons and those good days? Let's go back there." Like I don't even know what to make of that statement. So back to 70s stage. Weren't there like fuel crises in the 70s? I seem to remember that as a kid. Anyways, um, so that was the statement, which obviously doesn't bode well in the short term for EVs because they've already cut a lot of the subsidies that were behind the EVs. And I mean, the intent is to, of course, push the manufacturing of U.S. vehicles, but it's also pushing it's also pushing away from these electric car companies that are dependent upon that evolutionary market. So we'll see what happens. I mean, there's no sort of indication at this point that it's what the economic impact is really going to be. This is just a reactive impact, right? Market based. Last week we were watching Ford and General Motors to see if they were going to get an immediate bump or a surge because they were in the White House. Their CEOs were there standing beside the president for this type of announcement. Nothing. Their stock did not move. So, however, Rivian and Lucid are going to be a little more, smaller companies. They're going to be much more affected by rumor than the bigger ones. So this morning, it looks like they're getting impacted again due to Morgan Stanley more than anything else, who decided to give them a gut punch each. So I'll get all 1-2 to Rivian and Lucid. So I don't know how well this is going to translate into intraday trading. It could be there are some people liquidating positions. The so far it looks fairly light. I mean, there's a little more volume than normal on both of them, but it's tough to tell how well that's going to translate into trading once the bell rings.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Maybe Rivian's a possible. I mean, as a secondary list here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add them down here and see where it goes and see if there's any activity. So Rivian, just going to add it right over here. All right. That kind of covers our gap down. Again, just not a whole lot going on. I do see CoreWeave. CoreWeave is another one we can take a quick look at. CoreWeave doesn't look bad. Down 4%. 3 million shares traded. So pre-market action looks great. Daily, it's trying to make a bounce from the lows from the last 2 weeks or so. But yeah, look at the pre-market looks interesting. Peter, what's your thoughts on it?
The reason why it's moving with volume is because they did announce basically a secondary offering. They're going to raise $2 billion by issuing convertible notes, which essentially is a debt commitment. So it's not directly dilutive to the stock because of the structure, the way it's being structured. However, basically they're issuing debt, so that is dropping the stock a little bit. This stuff doesn't normally translate into tradable activity.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we'll leave this one alone, and that's it. Peter, anything else you want to cover as far as the gap down list, or maybe something that's gapping down that we haven't talked about yet?
Let's see. I noticed one that's jumping up that I missed earlier. Thank you to Sean in the chat room that just brought this up. Well, Warner Brothers. WBD. This was on our list last week and if anybody who has a Netflix account, you would have actually received an email message from Netflix that said, "We'd like to welcome Warner Brothers into the fold," as Netflix was announced as the partner that Warner Brothers has decided to sell to. That being said, apparently, last night, President Trump said that the Warner Brothers deal could be a problem. I'll use air quotes because that's part of the quote that he said, suggesting that he may block the deal or at least direct his agencies to go and do an investigation as to whether this would be an issue. What issue has he got? I don't know. As always, there's a lot of politicking to be had. Um, you know, what it could mean, and the reason why Warner Brothers is popping up as a result of that, while it's a good deal for them, if the deal falls apart, we know that they had a bunch of other suitors. And that would mean that someone else might be willing to come in and bid higher to be able to take over the deal if it looks like the administration would be more favorable towards their deal. So again, it's tough to tell on this one how much volume it's going to drive after the open because it is very speculative, right? But this stuff can really run on news. It's I don't even know. I'd have to go back and look. I don't know what the actual price was. I think it was a mixture of shares and cash on the targeted deal. Because it's going to be hard for the Warner Brothers price to go significantly over the takeover price unless the deal actually falls apart and another suitor is immediately sort of out there in the wings, right? We know they're there, but I don't know what the
Chad
relative
is
price
also Chad is also announcing. Well, Sean and a few others that Paramount offered $30 all cash per share. So that's that could see something like that could pop this up, right? If people are stepping up and bidding higher as far as all cash and no shares. So we'll see. Nevertheless, good for Warner Brothers. I mean, this bidding war is good for them. And as you can see here, they're popping up pretty nice. How tradable this is going to be? It's going to be very hard, I think, this one. I do want to watch it. I will put it on a secondary list. But I think this type of news is very tough to trade, man.
and it's interesting. We're getting comments like in the chat room. Paramount accused the whole bidding process of being rigged and fishy. I always take those with a grain of salt because if you lose, you always say that it was rigged against you, right? Like it's
right.
It's the immediate cry of anybody that loses. You cheated. Anyways, I mean, and maybe it was. I don't know. I have no idea. But when it was an open market bid, how could it have been rigged? I mean, the company has a right to sell to whomever they want, and frankly, they don't have to take the best price. But I mean, why wouldn't you if you're trying to do the best for your shareholders? These are actually quite complicated processes. So I have no idea what happened behind the scenes. Anyways, that's that. We'll have to see what happens with Warner Brothers. Like you said, Carlos, probably worth watching, I think. Just if nothing else, just to see if it gives us a trading opportunity. I don't know what's going to happen with this, but it feels interesting. Another one related to the previous story we talked about on EVs. Of course, we can't talk about North American EVs without including Tesla in the conversation. Now, Tesla's down a lot more modestly than Lucid and Rivian. It's only down 1.5% this morning, but it's got the big size, and they're not as dependent on their North American sales as would Lucid and Rivian be, right? However, that's still a big component of their sales, so you got to worry about that. Tesla, I think, it's always in play. It's likely to be in play again today. So once again, worth watching, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I have it on deck here on my primary list. I have an NVIDIA, Tesla, and MRVL for right now, and a couple of secondary stuff just to see how things flow this morning. All right, friends, let's see what you guys have. We got a couple of minutes here. Netflix, is Netflix selling off? I don't know if it's selling off. I think you're seeing some movement, right? You're seeing some movement here. It did go below the previous day close. But again, for Netflix, I mean, yes, this is great, but it's not a deal breaker for these guys, right? They got such a lock on this streaming business. I mean, if they don't get the Warner Brothers deal, it's not a big deal for them. I don't think it really is, right? So we'll see how it goes. I think this one will be even harder to trade than WBD because you just don't know which way this thing is going to go. So I'm going to keep it off the list. I do have Warner Brothers on here just in case, but we'll see how things things shake out when the big volume comes in. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Matt is giving me Oracle and Oklo. We'll look at Oracle first. Oracle, man, wow, look at the dive after they had this huge, nice pop. Could not maintain the gap up there, and since then have basically covered the gap that they had and gone even lower. So today they're up 1.9 right now. Some good volume in the pre-market. And I gotta tell you, Oracle, since this move here back in September, has been trading much better. I'm not going to say it's going to be great or it's not one of our usual suspects, but it has been much better. This pre-market action looks decent. I think it can go on a secondary list here. We'll have to see how things look here. So secondary list for now in Oracle. I do like the way they're looking right now. Oklo, I don't like Oklo as much. They got to get really great volume for me to watch them. I don't see that this morning. Volume might come in later after the bell, but right now I'm not inclined to have them on the list. So keep an eye out for them. They can be very explosive. They can have a very bad and light pre-market activity and then take off at the market open. But I'm not seeing this right now, so I will keep this off the list for now. And checking what else, friends. CoreWeave. We did look at CoreWeave. What did we end up deciding with CoreWeave, Peter? I know pre-market looked good, but did we make a decision whether we're adding it or not? I don't think we came to a conclusion.
I mean, I did. For me, I am not adding it, but yeah, again, people will let me know if it moves. I don't see anything particularly exceptional about it this morning, so not going on my list.
Yeah, so definitely a worthy candidate, Matt. If you like it, put it on your list. I think it does have some activity this morning. I just don't know if it's better than some of the stuff I have here today. So your choice on that one.
We got a cool little graphic that's put up by Francis in the chat room. If you wanted to share that with all our friends at YouTube, it's amusing.
Let's do it. Let's see here.
Good trader's perspective on life, right?
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's exactly how. If you're long, if you're sure here, right, eh? If you're sure and you're Peter, you're happy. But yeah,
well, but unlikely based on that chart. You're thinking, oh, this thing's about to take off. You're going long, right? And then it just kills you.
It is. Anyways, it's crazy.
Nice one, Francis. Like that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And okay, what else, friends? What else? Let's take a look at it. Corey, if we look at Charlie, you're giving us SLS. What is this? SOS? SELLUS Life Science. Oh, no. I don't see anything I like on this one, man. I'm going to roll the truck here for you. But
oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's... be careful. The way me and Peter trade, this is not going to be one that we're going to have on the list, right? It just doesn't look great. But again, the way me and Peter trade, it might be great for you, but for me, I'm going to keep it off the list. SNDK, we'll do two more. SNDK, very active. SanDisk Corporation, we've seen it before. Not the best intraday trading ticker, but man, they've been rocking the last couple of months here. Look at this. Geez, September, just something clicked on. Something clicked on here. And it's been clicking since then. Just look at the volume, and it's just wow. Is this SanDisk like the memory thing, the USB drive?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah,
that's what this is.
Computer hardware company. Yeah, you would know them. They used to make all the if you bought a camera, right? It always had the little memory chips,
SD cards.
Yeah, exactly. So
okay. I'll make sure the same people we're talking about here. Wow, my goodness.
That's them. So they had some positive news. Their earnings were good. This is about a week ago that they had their earnings out. JP Morgan this morning initiated coverage on them, so they've added them to their portfolio of companies they're going to take a look at. They gave a very neutral rating with a price target of $235, which is basically the price it's at right now. So it's really not a glowing report, to be honest. I don't see it trading well today, but I could be wrong, but that's my guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Looks great daily, but I'm not sure how well this is going to be. All right, friends, we'll stop here. I mean, I have an okay list: NVIDIA, Tesla, MRVL. And with that, we'll probably look at AMD. We'll probably look at Apple. PLTR is one that was somewhat active last week, and you can see here on the daily, it's been trading somewhat decent. So we'll take a look at those. Meta, you mentioned, Peter's been trading much better as well. So that's one that we will keep an eye on. All right, let's stop here. Friends, let's head over to bearwithtraders.com where you can see what's always coming up for our webinar. So click on webinars there and scroll down. You can see what's taking place.
Indeed, and you can always get an idea of the good stuff that's coming by going to the website, bearbletraders.com, and go to the webinars, as Carlos said. Today, we got a couple things, as always, that we've got for you, and they're focused on those that are just getting started in trading or want to refresh their skills. At noon today, we start with a review of what the Atlas tool can give you. Basically, it's a way to visualize data, the potential volume in the market. We've got this great tool that's in tradingterminal.com that we rely on every day, and I've been using it more and more. Last week, I was using it quite a bit, and I find it very, very useful. So if you want to check it out, go to tradingterminal.com, and you can find that. It's called Atlas. If you want to understand how it works, then join Nathan in the webinar room if you're an elite member, and he'll sort of walk you through any questions that you have and make sure you know how to use it. We've recently upgraded it so it doesn't only track equities. We started to add some of the futures in there too. So that's of interest, I know, because both Nathan and Thor have been providing input and support to it. So it's great upgrades, always improving. And then tonight we've got our onboarding class that Carlos leads. I assume, Carlos, you're back in the saddle for this, baby. 8 o'clock, yep. Regular time, regular place, regular dude, giving you all you need to know if you want to join the Bearable Trading community or make sure that you get the most out of your membership. We usually have a lot of people to join over the weekend. Here's a good chance to get oriented and get yourself sort of settled in. So if you've got questions, that's a great place to get them answered. Of course, you can ask any time in the chat room, but sometimes it's good when you have a bunch of sort of people that are thinking and asking the same questions you are, because they might think of something you don't, and you can get a lot of value from that. So join him at 8 o'clock. That's for all membership classes in the onboarding room tonight. The other thing I'll take this opportunity to remind you is that our boot camp is coming up in 2026. If you're interested in Peak Capital Boot Camp, that is an intensive course, a 3-month training program that really helps you sort of focus in on some good trading habits. We work diligently to help you develop some trading habits with a ton of training material, skills, and tips. We take you through an entire guided program. You have to do the work, but we'll sort of give you the tools that you need, including a $50,000 funded trading account that, you know, again, if you're net positive at the end of it, it shouldn't be the focus of your boot camp, but if you are, you can actually get paid real cash for the money that you actually earned in that account. So that funded account is just a good addition where the camp may pay for itself and more if you do well. And we had actually a record number of people that are getting payouts out of this last boot camp. So that was great to see, and good to see those that are successful. So if you're interested, go to peakcapitaltrading.com. Yeah, all that being said, Carlos, it is a Monday here, which means that, you know, we just have a few things, and some people that always ask, how do I join? If you want to join here in our chat room, then you go to bearbletraders.com, scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the different membership options from the intro, which is just a 1-week access to kick the tires, through to the elite annual. Pick the one that's best for you, and you can join and be part of the fun all day. Speaking of fun, don't forget, later this week, we do have, I think the big market announcement stuff is going to be happening later this week, right? On Wednesday, we do have the Fed rate announcement. This is something we look forward to every couple of months, essentially. And December 10th, right? This Wednesday is when the next rate announcement is going to happen. Right now, the expectation is heavily that there's going to be about a 1/4 point rate cut. And that's what we expect the Fed to do. But the Fed may choose to do something different. We will know at 2 o'clock on Wednesday when that gets released, and we will see the reaction in the market. That I can guarantee. Which direction it'll react, I don't know. So we'll find that out together as we trade actively. At 2:30, the press conference starts, and that's when Powell normally takes the microphone, gives his fixed comments, and answers questions, which can cause a greater market reaction as people try and interpret what he's saying to figure out what the Fed is thinking and where they're likely to go next. So all of that excitement happens on Wednesday, which means the markets may be a little quieter leading up to that, but that's likely a tomorrow problem. I think today, it feels to me like we've got enough moving here that we've got some good trade opportunities, and there's some good stuff, I think, on my list. You know, Carlos, what started as a pretty slow day, I feel like we've got a few things. I've got a pretty good list, I feel, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be nice. I got only three on here, but I got a lot of stuff I'm gonna be adding after we're done with some levels here. Uh, wow. So Andrew just sent me this. Look at
I,
this, friends. Look at this. This is how many payouts have been done. So Mike is sending them out, and I could see at least about 10, 11. I think this boot camp, Peter, we had the most payouts on the funded
yep.
account. So that's great, man. That means people are, trading the way they're supposed to. They're being disciplined. They're learning, following the rules. That's great. This is really, really good. So congratulations, guys. If you got your payouts, there it is. They have been sent out, and again, congrats if you're able to make that happen. Then it's a step closer to being able to open up your account and knowing that, hey, if I follow the rules and be disciplined, like I was in the funded account, I can do this on my actual account. And if you didn't make it, you can always try again. And it's a great step to saying, hey, I can follow rules, because we have rules there for a reason, right? If you break these rules, you're not going to get the payout. And when you go trade your own actual accounts, the same thing. You got to follow these rules. If you don't do that, you're going to lose money, right? It's just the way it is. So great to see that, man. Great to see that.
Yeah. Now, the rules are really just around, making sure that it's consistency, right? We don't tell you how to trade.
Hmm.
Really, it's about giving you the tools so you can figure out your own trading strategy and style and implement it repeatably. So, yeah, our rules are just to make sure people don't game the system more than anything, to be very honest. So, but yeah, it's a great opportunity, and congratulations to everybody that is getting one of those payout emails this morning from Mike.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Congrats, congrats. All right, friends, let's get some levels in here. Let's get ready for the market open. NVIDIA is on deck, so let's take a look at this one here first. Right now, stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days, as you can see here. So not much happening as far as movement is still within this range. But we will mark the high of the pre-market over at 183.14. Towards the bottom, the low is going to be 181. 85. So once you do that, guys, you're pretty much set. Do not need to add anything else. We're going to keep it nice and simple because if you look at this list, you got plenty of levels here. Hopefully, you can get some kind of breakout that can give us great opportunities. Next one on here that I have is going to be Tesla. Tesla also down a little bit today. So pre-market action low is going to be at 447.52. And our high is over at 452.62. So we'll mark those two there, and you can see plenty of levels here on our daily highs and lows for the last two trading days. So you don't really need to add anything either towards the top or bottom. I will add something towards the bottom. Actually, towards the bottom, yes, over here at 442.34. Once you do that, I think you're set. Keep it nice and simple there. MRVL. This is one that normally I don't trade, but I do like this gap down. We're down 7.1. I do like the pre-market activity. This would normally not be on my list, but I think today is going to be the day where we can actually get something out of this one. So let's see. 96.35 is the high of the pre-market. The low is down at 91. And once you do that, you're looking pretty good there. There is a level right in the middle of the high and low, right around, I want to let's call it 94.35 right there. You got a nice level, and then one towards the bottom just in case you do decide to break that low off the pre-market in 88.54. Great daily level. This one that comes up even before that over at 89.96. So that's plenty for us to have on there on the stock if we do decide to drop. So yeah, so just these three for me right now. I will be adding some more. I'm gonna look at what Peter comes up with the team here, and I'm gonna maybe add some more as well. Peter, what the team is watching this morning?
Yeah, our team has got their list in, including myself. I got my list in. I'm going to be watching a few things here that hopefully will give me the right trading focus, including Marvell, Warner Brothers, which is gunning right now. It's up to $28. It's fascinating to me that Warner Brothers has jumped more now on the news that the deal might be canceled than it actually moved on the news of the deal. So that just shows you the power of the rumor in the news market, right? It's not about the deal necessarily. It's about the rumor of action. So that's often what moves these things. All right. So going back to those that have already posted their list, we can see Jared, for example, is going to be trading CoreWeave. He's got that on his list, and Netflix. He's also going to be looking at Carvana and PLTR. So he pretty much picked all the stuff I said I wasn't going to be watching. So between us, somebody's going to catch the good stuff. Thor's watching futures contracts as usual. He's also going to keep an eye on AMD, Boeing, which is interesting, Netflix, and PLTR. Nathan's going to be watching the usual Magnificent Seven and AMD. His list is pretty much the same. He knows what he likes. Brendan is going to be watching MSTR, AMD, Broadcom, which we didn't really talk about much today, but is moving a little bit. CoreWeave and Tesla. I already mentioned my list. Andrew is going to be trading live. He's watching. I think he's back in Vancouver. We'll find out when his camera clicks on. But he's going to be watching AMD. Actually, I think he said he was traveling, so he might still be on the road. Anyways, AMD, NVIDIA, Broadcom. So a lot of semis right there. Tesla, QUBT, and Rigetti. So that's what he's got. And then of course Eamon, who sounds like he's back in the home office. He's going to be watching AMD and Oracle. So. Whatever happens, we're going to have live trading in the Bearable Trader chat room. And of course, Carlos and I will be here with you live. Carlos is going to try and get himself back up to speed back in the office, so we'll see how that goes. Last week, Carlos, we had a pretty light trading week. It was good to have Mike here with me because he was a little more active of a trader than I was. I wasn't finding a lot at the open. Most of my trades happened later in the day, but overall, it was a relatively light week for me. So I'm hoping that I just get more opportunity this week. That's what my hope is.
Friends in chat have
sir.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. Friends in chat have a great trading morning with Andrew and Mike, and excuse me, and Brian, and we'll see you guys in a little bit.
All right. There's Andrew sitting in a hotel somewhere, presumably in the UAE.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna mute Andrew here, and let's get ready to rock and roll. All right, friends, 3 minutes to the market open. And I'm going to just set up my watch list here, make sure we got our charts ready as we get back into the swing of things. Here we go. Perfect. 1 minute.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Andrew's in Dubai.
Yeah.
That's Andrew, right? Never goes straight home. Whereas you, Carlos, you and your wife, you flew home and you're like, get back home.
Yeah, he's not taking a 15-hour flight. I told him, yeah, I got to get on a 15-and-a-half-hour flight. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing that, man. I am not doing that. He's going to stop over. He's probably going to stop somewhere else after this, because from Dubai, it's like, what, 8 hours or something maybe? Yeah, he's stopping somewhere else, I guarantee you. There's no way he's taking that flight. Even on business class or first class, whatever he does, he's not going to be stuck on a plane for that long. Oh, man.
Oh, wow. So first world problems.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right,
here we are.
So we got some interesting movement on things this morning. Yeah, which way are we going here? Marvell. I think Marvell is the one that I have. Oh no! Just flip back to Marvell. It's dropping too early here. Don't go without us, buddy.
Let me set up my list here. NVIDIA, Tesla, MRVL.
All right. MRVL might be good anyways. If it can still pop up, I'd be looking for a move to around 92.50. If we could do that, then I'd watch it on its way back down. That would be my hope for it, but who knows? All right, a minute to the open. Minute to the open. Carvana moving higher. And NVIDIA got a pop just 2 minutes ago for whatever reason.
PLTR. All right, 30 seconds to the market open.
Okay.
Yep, thank you, my friend. Yeah, it's good. Good to be back. Good to be back.
Hey, Carlos, did you hit the thumbs up?
I did. First thing I did this morning was that. Oh, yeah. Friends, hit the thumbs up over on YouTube if you haven't done so. Really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. There's the bell. All right.
Okay. No. Marvell, get up first. Come on.
Yeah, this looks good for
Marvell just dropped.
Yep.
It dropped right off the bell. But I don't want that. I wanted actually a pop higher and then the drop. I'm not loving what it's doing here because it's just hanging around, and that means I don't know which direction it's likely to go.
Yeah.
I got to get my Atlas tool up. Atlas is going to help me out here.
Let's see.
NVIDIA is
Getting
popping
stuck.
higher here right at the open. Yeah, see, I do see downside orders on Marvell, but it's like,
Wow.
come on,
Nvidia
just
on the move. On the move.
yeah.
Jeez. It's nice. Tesla heading lower here. Tesla.
Yeah.
Ooh, Tesla could be a nice. I don't like it below the VWAP, but maybe 1 minute engulfing pattern. But below the VWAP, it's a tough trade. Oh, but it's looks good. Nvidia. I'm sorry, Tesla. Here's the 1 minute. 1 minute engulfing. I don't like it below the VWAP here, but that is an engulfing trade right there.
Mm.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I don't. I don't love this.
I like Tesla long, but maybe above the VWAP
Oh.
here. Oh my goodness. Ah. The VWAP, come on, man. Why can't it be lower, like here? Right? Like, why couldn't it? Cause that would have been a quick partial there, maybe a stop out. Who knows? Tesla is such a long, friends. Tesla is such a long, but I don't have a strategy. But it's such a long here. So, um,
Mm.
I had I had many opportunities, but there's just no strategy for me to trade here. Look at this thing go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Wow.
All right, let's look for something else. Nvidia is gone. Tesla is it's back here. Can it hold the VWAP? This is an important candle here. This candle can hold. If we can get a 448, I would be interested in going long. So right here is what I'm looking for. Right this area. If we can get there. Okay, I'm going long. Ah, so late to the party on this thing. So going long, stop 447.52. So we need a big move to get our 1R here, at least. 447.52 is our stop. Let's see if we can hold the VWAP. This candle has to
Wow.
close screen
I
to
love
help
it
our
how Andrew's
chances.
never afraid to chase these things long in
Ah,
the
we're
open.
out.
He
Which one?
Andrew got along in NVIDIA, of course. He managed to catch this
Oh,
pop, even
that's
though he's dealing with
beautiful.
a delay. As he said, I'm trading in the past over here. He's
No, it's when we were down in Thailand, yeah, the delay was real. It was definitely
yeah, yeah,
you
that's
could
always a
see
problem.
it. Yeah, yeah. Some people were getting like 3,000 ms. I mean, it was pretty
Oh,
bad.
three.
Yeah.
That's three
Yeah,
seconds. Yeah, that's a
yeah,
lot.
it's a lot.
That's
Yep.
huge.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, stopped out on my Tesla trade. We didn't get the break above the VWAP. It is so active, Tesla, man. So nice, so nice.
Mm.
But not really giving us a good move here. All right, let's see what our secondary list is doing. Rivian is pretty choppy right now. Warner Brothers trying to do something. Oklo is also very, very choppy right now at the moment. So again, I don't see any play here. It's just back and forth, all within the 1 minute range right now. So not much to see there. Let's see what else is taking place.
Yeah, I never got my setup on Marvell. I was watching it for the short. Like I said, I wanted to pull up right at the open and then a drop. It certainly did not do that. If you look at the chart here, well, either on Carlos's screen or mine.
I got yours up.
Where's my screen? There you go. So I was looking for an immediate move higher. And it didn't do that. It sort of just sold off and held, and then I saw it slowly moving higher. So I just knew that this was a sign not to get in as a short. And sure enough, it's moving higher despite the bad news it had. It is pushing up a little bit higher. So trade is dead for me. I don't know where it's going now. So we'll see. Because the order book was stacked to the downside. It just didn't seem to want to go and chase that. Even right now, I'm seeing a whole lot of orders that are stacking below the active price, but every once in a while, that's why it's just one tool amongst many, right? And right now, the order book is not giving me a good indication of where Marvell's likely to go. But I see this on this type of stock quite often, where it just does this thing, right? Where it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not, it's going to go higher off the open. So sitting and watching, no trade for me at this point.
Yeah.
NVIDIA had a great move higher off the open, but you can see it's now sort of moving a little bit sideways. So unless you got in real early, this would be a hard range to just hang into. And then, of course, we had Carlos's trade on Tesla, which it was tough trade there. It really gave you a good head fake,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
man, it
Look at it
really
sell off
did.
now, yeah.
Really heading lower now. Actually, became a great short after that. Why Thailand? Yeah, so yeah, the Thailand was more of a retreat. Yeah, we did some trading, obviously, but it was more of a mental retreat.
Yeah.
If we're going to do like courses and stuff like that, yeah, we wouldn't do it there. We'd do it somewhere, probably in the U.S. or Canada. It's more ideal, right?
And
Yeah,
the answer to that, usually is almost always because Andrew wanted to go there.
yeah, that's true.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
it's the same reason we were in Colombia last year because Andrew wanted to go to
right.
Colombia. So he said, you know what? Let's put a conference there and we'll bring a whole bunch of traders and we'll have a great time and why not? Right.
Yeah,
So we did it last year in Colombia. This year he wanted Thailand, so a bunch of people trundled off to Thailand. It was always a great time, right? It's well worth following Andrew if he gives you the chance because yeah, he always puts
yeah.
on a good show. It's always a lot
It
of fun.
was amazing. No question, no question. Um, and the people are so nice. Wow, people are so nice.
Yeah.
Let's see here. MRVL looks like it wants to pop here. I don't have a play on it, so I'll leave it alone. But looks interesting. Wish it was closer
Really,
to the
I'm sort of
VWAP would have
thinking.
been much better. But
Hmm.
Rivian, so Warner Brothers popping up here. Oklo lost it.
What?
Nvidia. Nvidia.
Whoa!
What happened?
Cool. Uh, I just had a little information box pop up on my browser here in Google Chrome, and it said, "Hey, do
Mm-hmm.
you want to split your view?" So in the same window now, you can like watch two things. You can watch two web pages at the same time
The same browser.
on the same browser. Yeah, that's
All right,
pretty cool. So I
I'm gonna
split
do
my.
this.
That's neat.
Let's see. I never trade this, but I'm gonna trade it today. But I never trade this strategy, but gonna
NVIDIA.
do it
Oh,
today.
you're going for an NVIDIA long,
Yeah,
eh? All
yeah.
right.
Going for a video long. Either a I'm looking more of a consolidation breakout, but it does have like an ABCD pattern in it, which I don't trade ABCD pattern, but it does look pretty good here. Um, let's see if we could break the high of the day. That'll be our challenge there.
Oh,
Breaking
darn
that
it.
85.70 will be tough. Let's see if we can get going.
Darn it. I missed the short on Marvell as I was busy playing with the new browser functionality. I missed my
Mm,
entry. Oh, look at this. Now we're $1 into the short on Marvell. It actually
yeah,
it acted exactly as I expected here and dropped. That's a shame. That's a shame for me. Oh
yeah.
well.
Blame the browser, man. The browser owes you money. Wow, look at
Yeah,
Nvidia's
yeah,
just
exactly.
not doing it.
It's not
184.60
not
is my
cooperating.
stop. So we don't want it going below the support area, which is right here. So if it goes below that, we got to bail out because we expect the buyers to come in here. If they don't come in, we got to get out of it. Let's see.
Tesla, yeah, Tesla's bouncing a little bit here. Come on, NVIDIA.
Tesla.
Just go up
Yeah,
to
see if
186 for Carlos.
yeah, let's do something fun,
Come
man.
on.
Do it for us.
Do it for
Spots where
Carlos.
to next? I think he mentioned somewhere in South Africa or something like that.
Oh, Marvell.
So
Oh,
what happened, Peter? What happened, Marvell?
oh.
uh, I love how your camera's trying to follow you. Your camera's trying to do whatever you're doing. And it's just stuck like
no, it's
like
lost me.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? Hey, camera.
Yeah. Your camera's trying to follow you when
It's
you were ducking and dodging and.
Oh, there you go. I was just ducking out of frustration because Marvell I went all the
Yeah.
way down to 91.20. Again, I saw it and then I got distracted with the whole split view thing on the browser. And then by the time I looked back, Marvell had already dropped and I'd missed the entry. So glad I didn't chase it. So that's okay. But yeah, just a little disappointed to have missed the trade. Meanwhile, you're hanging in here in NVIDIA. Let's hope that's a good sign. What does NVIDIA
Yeah.
look like? What does it look like here? Well, it's good. You've got topside orders, Carlos. I mean, the order
Yeah.
book is stacked, but
Yeah.
maybe it's just the day because I noticed the same thing on Marvell where it was not really following the orders. Yeah, see it
Yeah. Gonna get out of it
dropped
here
to the
too.
support level.
Yeah.
That's
Gonna
too
get
bad.
out of it because I don't want to go below the VWAP. That is not good. Yeah, I know it has orders to the upside, but man, we're not going up and getting these guys. My entry was not great either, so
No.
not for to hold below this support. Like if we had a better entry, we could hold to the VWAP, but we can't do that with the entry that we had. So we gotta bail on it. Tesla, no, I need Tesla above the VWAP. So I won't go in Tesla now. I need it above the like. This is a great reversal play. If you do trade reversals, you have a strategy, it'll be great. But for me, I don't have a strategy here, so I can't go long on this right now. Nvidia might actually still might be a long. You know, it still might hold the VWAP here and come back up. So let's see what it does here. Rivian, look at Rivian. Just the choppiness. Warner Brothers a little bit better. Oklo I do have on the list as well. Did finally break down, so also started very choppy and broke down here. So, just gotta be patient on the next setup here. Oh, look at Nvidia right back up, man. Right back up. I think it's gonna go. Let's see if it holds the VWAP.
Yeah,
Let's see.
But it did dip below VWAP, so. Anyways, yeah, it's not easy.
No, it's not an easy trade. These breakout trades are like this one in NVIDIA are very hard. Even we were trading down Tesla in Thailand. I remember Andrew was in one of these trades, man, and on Tesla and just stopped them out. And then the next opportunity comes up, and we had taken a couple of stabs at it already. And we're like, all right, let's see. Boom, and then they goes. Like it's timing is such a pain with these trades. So let's see here what NVIDIA decides to do. 5 minute looks great too. Looks like it wants to break out, but we just don't know. There's top side orders as well. There's a lot of top side orders over to 186. It's just timing. You know, can you survive the timing here? I actually would have a better entry. All right, I'm gonna give it another shot. So another shot on NVIDIA. Let's see if we can get 186. Slightly better entry. So my stops could be a little bit lower as the VWAP catches up here. Now my stop can actually be pretty much, oh no, a little bit lower, 184.40. And it's just slightly below the VWAP. So hopefully that helps with the support here. But we'd love to see us break out now and try to get those that 186 there. So so the reason why I'm entering here, I don't want to enter down here with no confirmation of it actually going higher, right? Because to me here, it can still go lower and actually break. So I want to see a little bit of some strong move here at least, right? This candle's nice, and hopefully we can get the continuation, right? So I'm looking for the continuation breakout play. Same thing what I got in here as well, right? After a nice decent candle. This candle, I'm looking for the breakout play, right? So that's the reason why I'm getting in on those exact locations for the breakout of this ABCD pattern, or even the high of the day, right? Most likely we're going for the high of the day, 185.70. There are traders, though. There are traders, G-Man, that will get in here, right? That would get in like right here at the bottom of the support. I don't personally trade like that. This is not actually one of my strategies. This high of day breakout and ABCD pattern is not one of my strategies. I know about it. I can trade it, but it's not one of the ones that I trade on a consistent basis. So let's see if it wants to go or not. And right back down, so it's really stuck in a range. Really stuck in a range right now. So this level here, 185.27, basically our entry. We'll love to break above that.
Microsoft got a good consistent move off the open higher today. AMD also sort of moved higher.
Shoot, look at Tesla. Tesla's setting up pretty nice here.
Yeah, Tesla's, it's not my setup, but you're right. It does look like it will.
Yeah. It's like right on it. Yeah, it seems like below the VS. It's not ideal. It's not ideal.
It would be good if all of this consolidation happened just above the VWAP. That's usually a better sign.
Exactly. Right. So let's say the VWAP was right here, guys. Here. That is excellent. Right, because then now you see that I would have been in long right there. If the VWAP was here, I would have been long there. No question.
Yeah.
But come on. All right, let's see what our NVIDIA's doing. Come on, Tesla.
Go on.
I'm thinking the wrong trades today. Oh.
You know what? There are days like that. What can you do?
There are days
it
like
just
that,
happens.
man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Here's NVIDIA. Our stop is 84.40. 184.40 is our stop, just slightly below VWAP. Let's see if we can hold. Let me just go peek at Tesla. Wow.
Yeah, you don't want to look at that.
Yeah, this would have covered the losses on Tesla here easily with this trade. Look at that go. Can't think like that, but man, what a breakout. And then here,
like that.
NVIDIA is stopping us out. Wow, we are having a rough day, friends. Rough day. My goodness.
Well, and I have no trade, so I'm happy to have sat on the sidelines so far, just because nothing's set up for
me. Oh, this is brutal. Rivian garbage, but it looks like it wants to break out. Warner Brothers, nothing. Oklo, disgusting. Man, there's just, and even Tesla. Like, look, we would have had probably one partial, maybe two. Right back down. Like I probably would have not covered the entire loss with this trade. I would have made some, but not cover everything. Because look how no continuation, just no continuation on the trade. Wow. This is not good. NVIDIA breaking down below the VWAP. That's not good. Now the question is, can it actually give you the continuation? That's the question. I'm waiting for confirmation that I'm going to go long on TSLL. Did you do it, Beth? Did you do it on Tesla? Some weird trading going on Tesla. Even the 5 minute, you can see it engulfing here. So bigger time frame does show it long as well. But it is just not easy. What are you guys trading this morning? Hopefully you guys are doing better than I am. What is the chat doing today? And this is why Mondays are my worst days, by the way. For some reason. Over a long period of time. NVIDIA testing the VWAP here. If it drops lower, below 184.15, that's our strategy. I already got 2 losses on this thing. All right, let's see here. What is Atlas? See, but Atlas is not looking short on NVIDIA. No trades for you. That's the smart thing today. Good. No trades for Candy this morning, so she's staying out of things.
Yeah. There you go. That's a smart decision, right?
Yeah.
Don't see what you like.
Yes.
You just stay out. Oh, look at that. Tesla. Well, if there's any consolation, Carlos, Tesla didn't last long, did it? It came right back down.
Did not. Yeah, it did not at all. All right, I'm going short NVIDIA. I know. I feel like I'm over trading.
I was gonna say, if the long didn't work, you're gonna try the short. Actually, I like the look of this short. This looks decent here.
This is actually one of my trades. It's actually in my trade book, so I'm actually taking a decent trade. So let's see. No, actually, if I wanted to go short, Peter, I would have been short like here. Like, I got to stop. I would have went short right away here, and that's over trading. I've done that before many times. But this is actually a good trade.
I am actually short. I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. So, because I liked it. I like the setup. I agree with you.
Yeah,
it's a decent trade.
That was Tesla.
So we got to get down here, though. It's got to drop. I'm thinking 182, 183.50 is where I'd look for this thing to go.
Yeah, I got the moving average right there. So that'll be nice. Yep, it's just, exactly. Can we get the continuation? Yeah. That's been
Which we haven't seen much of today.
Yeah. No, we have not. So let's see here. Looks good for short, friends. Let's see if we can get it. Long PLTR. You guys are long PLTR. Very nice. Let's take a look how that looks. Oh, not so nice anymore.
PLTR.
That was earlier.
Not so nice at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so choppy, man. Oh my God, so choppy. All right, let's see here. So we're in for a VWAP breakdown. We got our confirmation candle. Here's our breakthrough candle, pullback, and then the confirmation. Here's where we're having the problem. We're not getting this continuation. It's been the challenge on the last couple of trades. So let's see if we can get at least 183.60 would be great. We'll take a partial there. We're not gonna come back green today, but because we got too many losses. But we'll hope to get.
All right, I'm taking my partial a little early here. So I'm in with a partial. I'm now at break even.
All right, very nice.
That's excellent.
What made you take it early? Just curious for.
There's the move. Yeah. It had hesitated. Well, you know what? I shouldn't have, because we just got to the place where I was supposed to be taking the partial. I was worried about the bounce, Carlos, because I thought I was hoping that once it broke through the 184.80 that it had been hesitating at, it would really sort of break down quick, and it only went down about 10 cents and then halted again. So I was thinking, it might bounce right back up there. I took a smaller partial than expected, and then took a second one, so I can show where's my trade is going to look a lot like yours. I just have 2 partials there. You can see my break even. So there you go. That's what I'm looking at. And it's we're gonna have to get a much bigger move for this to be a lucrative trade, but
we need 183, man. 183 and lower will be awesome, because that'll give us $1 and change.
Okay.
But
I
it's
like it.
hesitating. It's hesitating. I'm probably gonna take another partial, man. Pretty
Yeah.
soon here. Because it is not selling lower. We need a new low quickly. And there's I'm gonna take a partial here. Take another partial. Um,
Mm.
because we are just not breaking down. So this candle's gonna finish in 10
See
seconds here.
now,
Mm-hmm.
now we both have partials pretty much in the exact same spots. So I just
Yeah, different
didn't,
times, same
I,
spots. Yeah,
took them in the reverse order. That's all.
yeah, that's
That's
it.
all.
That's it, man. Here, this new candle. Make a new low. Make a new. There it is. The bids are
S
coming in, so that's good. The
S
bids are.
SMX. What are you looking at? An SMX? Oh, this SMX that you brought up is clearly it's halted twice already this morning, both on the way down. Yeah, this is not
Mm.
not looking great. It's
Oh, come on.
ugly stuff.
183. Let's make the losses back, as Andrew says.
Carlos, Carlos is like, come on, pedal lower, drop
Yes.
like a
Falling,
stone in a clear pond. Carlos wants it to
fall apart, please.
drop lower.
Okay. All right, friends. Over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. We're sitting at 243, which is a little bit lower than what we would like. So yes, if you have the opportunity to do that, we will really appreciate it. 400 is our goal. Our goal is 400. Between 400 and 500 is when we were really happy. So that'd be awesome.
I gotta say, this split view is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice. It's working.
It is. Yeah, it works for me. It I mean, you could do it with having two different browser windows, but then you're always having to toggle things. This actually gives you a little more flexibility, I find, when you're balancing all sorts of different windows and screens.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, let's see what we're getting. Tesla is just really just moving sideways here, so it's really not going anywhere. NVIDIA, I don't know.
NVIDIA, it's not.
I would have wanted it to drop a little more aggressively.
It's taking too long. It's
Yeah, it
taking
is. It
way too
is.
long. So
So, which means that what we need to do is hopefully be able to survive the bounce up, right? Because
yeah,
this thing could go higher. Our area of support now is that 183.80. If it goes above 183.80, we're likely both to get stopped out, I think. So we'll see
yeah,
what happens. Hopefully it stays below that. There is a bunch of
yeah,
orders at 186 on the top side.
yeah. But those
Yeah.
orders been there for a while, man. They're not moving. They're just there.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here's the new low.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's get. Oh, okay, that
Yeah. Yeah.
sellers are in
Doesn't look too
control.
bad. Let's go lower, baby.
183.30. 30 more cents.
Yep. I think you and I are targeting the same point, which makes sense. The 183 whole number. Look at us, Carlos. We're trading the same thing, and
Yeah.
it's sort of working out, at least.
180. What's this 183.14? I have a 183.14 level. What is this? Where did I get this from? 183.14.
I don't have one there. Although no, 183.14. That looks like it's
Pre-market
the
high? No. Pre-market high.
pre-market high. Yes, pre-market high. Yeah.
Pre-market high. That's what it was.
So
Okay.
yeah. So
Let's
see if
go,
we can.
sellers. Let's take control. Let's go lower.
Yeah.
Let's go to 183.
And we
Here's a
have
nice flush.
room.
Yeah.
The open price was 182.68, so that's good. That gives us good room here to get down to at least 183, but we'll see. We'll see if it pays attention to that pre-market high. Gotta be patient.
Oh my goodness. Come on, just do it. What are you
Yeah.
what are you doing here?
We're getting that. It
Gonna
does
make
seem to
us
be
wait.
moving with the market a little bit more. Like as it's bouncing right now, the SPY and the Qs are like making the exact same move. So
Yeah.
it's losing some of its independence.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if the market goes lower or higher. Oh well. All we can do is wait and watch right now, right?
That's
Oh,
it.
what Kumar? What are you doing, man? Kumar is going long against us, Carlos. So.
I can't say I blame him. I can't say I blame him too much because man, this is taking way too long to sell down here. I
Yeah,
don't like it.
it depends if you're going long for a big move or you're just looking for a scalp. If you're just looking for a scalp, you could already be on the money, right? Like it's
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
caught it early enough. I don't know. I mean, I still think it's short biased here, so I wouldn't be taking a long-term long, but I don't know. I mean, I don't have a great strategy for a stock trading at this
Yeah.
point. So,
Like here for me, I wouldn't be able to enter long or short the way it's trading right now.
right,
Because right, we don't have a
right.
strategy for it.
I agree.
So that's good. If we can get back down to the low here of this stretch would be nice. 183.28.
Hmm.
All right, so Kumar is long NVIDIA. Google at VWAP. Let's take a look at Google, what we got going on. Yeah, it's not great though, man, right? It's very light volume and which is kind of moving sideways here. So I'm not sure, man. Here's a breakout candle. Let's see if we can get if you get the move, right? The pullback and the confirmation, it can be actually pretty good. This looks good. That's a nice breakout candle. Looks really nice the way it's pulling that up right now. So wow, okay. That's good.
Yeah, see
All right,
the
I'm
market
not
is
getting the warm and fuzzy on Nvidia.
nah. Well, the market's pulling higher, so that's pulling Nvidia with it. But it's like
Yep.
we said, it still to me feels like this could just go either way. I really
Yeah.
don't know. I've got no idea.
Nice drop there. I just want to get another like couple of partials in before we even decide to go
Yep.
higher. Um,
Yep.
let's see. Looks like it's trying to retest this low again. If it doesn't push through now, I will take a partial at 183.28. If we don't quickly push through that, I'll take another partial. Because then this can become not support, and this could be the lowest we get here. So um, let's see if we, yeah, you see, we're not getting there. Tesla, you said we did sure on Tesla. Happy Bull 2025. Tesla sure for the win. Yeah, off the VWAP you did it. If you did it off the VWAP, it was awesome. Even here, nice fake out above the VWAP, goes below that and then retest, and then yeah, it's a nice short if you took that there. So good job. NVIDIA retesting this low here again. If we can get down there. I'm getting impatient, I'll be honest. I'm getting very close to taking another partial here because we're in the green. We're in the green. I don't want to go back up to the break even with all these shares. I'm taking a partial, Peter. I'm taking a partial here. Just in case. Just in case. Just in case we don't get the big move that we're looking for. Caesar, you're looking at Apple. Apple, what do you like here? Came to the VWAP, rejected on the way back down, so not much. Tesla. How's AMD today? AMD, man, if you look at these trades, man, you go back to October, we are in a chop fest compared to October. I mean, October we had such amazing moves, even the beginning of November. But now, man, everything is just like, what are we waiting for? What are all these stocks waiting for to give us all that great movement that we had? What are we waiting for? Let's see if NVIDIA got the drop here.
Huh. Okay. Come on now. Here we go, Carlos. Here we go,
Oh,
Carlos.
Yes, 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 yes.
Come on.
I'm gonna take a partial here,
I
183.
see the
Wait,
orders
wait for
coming
it.
at 183. Yeah, do I
Uh,
wait or
I'm taking a
do
partial, man.
I wait?
I'm taking one. Yeah, I take a small one. I take a small one. Take a small one, just in case. I just don't
All right.
take one
All
here
right.
right at the low.
I'll do the same thing.
Yeah,
I'll
we're
take a
cents
small one
away.
and then I'll wait. Yeah, I want to take my other partial then at 183. You and I we'll just trade the same.
Yeah. Hopefully it goes lower. Hopefully it goes 180 to 80. I don't think we'll
Oh,
go
you
red.
actually, oh, I didn't really you took another partial. All right, so you've got a partial where I didn't have one. Okay,
Oh
so we
yeah,
have a
I took yeah.
slight
Yep.
deviation in our strategies here.
Yeah, I took some off here. Not much, but I had a feeling this thing could break higher, so I'm like I don't want to take these shares back up to break even, especially when I can help cover some of the losses. So um that works there. Friends, tomorrow we have a special guest here on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe if you're not part of the channel. Yes, subscribe. We have we'll be talking taxes tomorrow, so day trading taxes here on YouTube. So if you're interested in taxes for this year, want to learn more about taxes and how that works, get some insights, that'll be tomorrow. We'll be having that interview right here on YouTube. So make sure to join us for that tomorrow. Okay, okay. NVDA, Tesla, Marvell, Rivian, nothing, Oklo. Just going through the list here, friends. We also had TG. Look at this garbage. TGL. Have you guys seen this garbage? Oh my goodness. Ooh. That is horrible. How much has it traded? It
There we
halted.
go. All right,
Oh, we're
hold
gonna
on.
move.
I gotta take that
Oh
partial
yeah.
now.
Very
There we
nice.
go. There we go.
Very
There you
nice.
go. I got that partial.
All right, come on.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get another drop here. All right, this is looking good. We might actually get a nice trade out of this thing. So very nice. But yeah, guys, look at this TGL. Look at this brutalness. We had this in our popcorn ticker. So there it is. Halted here. Drop, halted again. Barely traded, halted one more time, and drop, 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 and it's halted right now. So just insane. From 55 down to 35. So just brutal. Still up 38%, but what a mess. So careful with these type of tickers. That's why we put it on the popcorn list. Because you just never know. The other one here is FUCL was another one that was on the popcorn list here, and it did nothing, right? Like it tried to get going, it just did very, very choppy. Here as well. Still up 57%, but all the good stuff seems to have happened on the pre-market. Same for TGL. Most of the action pre-market at the open has not done well. All right, NVIDIA. Come on, baby. Let's get down. Let's get down below 183.
I got a partial below 183, so I'm
I'm
good.
yeah, I was trying to be a little more patient, see if I get another drop. We might
Hmm.
get lower here. But now we have the same amount of partials. You have 4 partials, Peter. How many partials you have?
How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4.
Right, because I took an extra one early before you did.
Right. So you can see mine. It's only the only variation in our trade really is that, yeah, where you took that little higher partial, sort of a preemptive one, and
Yeah,
I ended up partialing. I didn't take that one there. I ended up partialing down here when we got below 185 or 183,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
So now we'll see how low we can go. It's
yeah.
nice, Carlos.
Yeah.
At least we have one trade that's working out, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And a good, not not lesson, but reminder. I mean, again, waited for my strategy. Right? I would have been more patient. Like this is not my strategy. I know how to trade ABCD pattern, but this is really not my strategy. So we took two ABCD pattern, kind of high day breakout situations. They didn't work. They look great. Did not work. And I took my solid VWAP strategy here, and it worked perfectly. Right. So the breakdown, the retest, the confirmation went short, and it worked out perfectly. Right. We did get the continuation. So kind of shows you just got to stick with your bread and butter sometimes, man. It's just works best that way at times. Um, let's see. I think we're gonna get lower here. 183. Where's the bid? Oh wow, man. This is. I think we're gonna get a nice drop here. All right, friends. Here we go. 182.90. Oh, baby. Partial. Let's do this. Friends, did you join us? Did you join us on this beautiful NVIDIA trade? Oh man, what a great trade. Yes, yes, yes. Another partial 182.85. Yes, I want to pay less taxes. That's the key, right? It's not how much you make, it's how much you stay with in everything in life. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep, right? I know people that make lots of money and they spend way too much. So it's how much you keep, and taxes is a part of that. So yeah, join tomorrow. Join tomorrow. A lot of the questions you guys have might be answered. And if we, I'm sure we'll have time for some Q&A maybe, and we can take some questions from you guys as well. All right, so NVIDIA looking really nice. Tesla, what did it end up doing? It did end up being a short after VWAP. Came towards the low of the day, trying to retest again now the low of the day. So we'll see if this can get going. NVIDIA now putting in a little bit of a bounce. What is the SPY doing? Is it following the overall market? It kind of is, actually. It's really following the overall market. It's not doing its own thing here when it comes to NVIDIA.
All right. I'm pretty happy with this, Carlos. I only have the one trade, but I waited until I saw something that I personally liked. So that's sitting well now.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Tesla, MRVR, NVIDIA. Oh, I messed up the sorting. There it is. Use define brings it back, and yeah, but market's not helping. Once it turns, it will really go. Yeah, it's yeah, we saw that, right? We saw that too. Like after an hour, after we again, guys, we're only in what 40 minutes. An hour later, you might see some breakouts. You might get that choppiness here, and if the market decides to pick a direction, you might get a nice breakout. Look at Tesla here. Turned out to be a nice short, going to break the low of the pre-market. Looks like a low of the day. It's trying. So yeah, let's see if NVIDIA can also continue here as well. What else? What are you guys looking at? What else is sound like TGL headed to the upside? Nah, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think this thing is done. This is, yeah. I mean, it might head higher, but how are you going to trade it? You know, I don't think this is tradable. So I don't think this is tradable. All right, NVIDIA getting some support here. Rigetti. See people in chat. Trader Rigetti short. Looks like a good short. Rigetti short. RGTI. Yeah, Rigetti was a nice short. Nat Gas. I am not, Charlie, but maybe somebody else in chat is trading Nat Gas. What are some of those tickers that you can look at for Nat Gas? Let's take a look at Netflix. Netflix. I think Netflix is an overreaction. I don't know why this is down. Based on them not buying Warner Brothers. You know, this is overreaction. I don't see that. Doesn't hurt them. Doesn't I don't think it really matters to them whether they get it or not. So I think this will be tradable in the next couple of days. We might see some action out of this one, out of Netflix. Yeah, Nat Gas, I don't trade it, T-Man, but I know that you got to be careful with this thing, man. You got to know what you're doing. This is, especially for swing traders and people that do options on this stuff, got to be very careful. Because you got people look at the market, they feel like, oh, it's going to be a cold summer, and they'll put their eggs in these baskets, or it's going to be a hot summer, or whatever it is, you know, over average. And you could be so off, and the market could just surprise you. So you just got to be careful. And also, too, you got a lot of market politics and stuff like that that can do swings one way or the other. So you got to be very, very careful. Someone asked me who's doing it. No, it's gonna be Day Trader Tax. It's the name of the company that's gonna be on tomorrow. Day Trader Tax. So you can check them out, daytradertax.com. They're gonna be on tomorrow, walking us through a couple of things. So that should be insightful. The not so fun part of this business, taxes, or any business, I guess. But not so fun.
Carlos is totally ignoring me. I didn't realize I was on mute.
Oh, I would never do that.
No, I know. That's why I thought, what's going on? And then it was all me because I had the thing.
Oh, you was on mute, and then I was looking at your camera, so I don't know if I was looking at the camera, so I don't know if you were talking or not. So yeah, okay. I missed you.
Yeah, my bad. That's my bad. Anyways.
But
yeah, we'll have to see what's going on with these things. We're getting into choppy type of territory already.
NVIDIA looks like it's getting ready to possibly bottom out here and go the other way. Just sideways.
I don't know. I just it's sideways. I just don't know.
Sideways, yeah. Sideways. Amazon price action. Melanie, let's see what you got. Amazon. Yeah, man, Amazon just wrapping itself around just the previous day close. Look at this. Just back and forth. Green, red, now in red. So it's been a back and forth morning for them. Tesla moving higher, NVIDIA going into a barcode situation here in the 1 minute, just back and forth, boom. Off this 183.14. That is our pre-market high. Yes, pre-market high. So we got that level there. And from there, it can go either way.
Yesterday I ran into on the roads, Carlos. I ran into a Franken car. Not literally ran into it, but I was driving beside this car, and it was really confusing me. I don't know. Somebody got very creative with this vehicle, because I first noticed that like the doors were different colors than the body, and then I noticed the hood was a different color. Then I'm okay. So they've clearly like replaced some panels or something, because they just looked like they came from maybe different vehicles. But then it went ahead of me, and then of course you notice the pink rims, which as soon as you got pink rims on something, you're like, all right, what are you doing?
What's going on here?
Anyways,
what brand was it?
See, that's the interesting question. So when I pulled back behind it, or when it pulled ahead of me, it on the trunk, it said Cruise on one side and LT on the other. So that's like a Chevrolet Cruise, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But in the logo in the middle was a BMW logo. They slapped a BMW like, thing on it. And then my traffic lane moved and I was ahead of it and I looked at my rearview mirror and the headlights were clearly the headlights off of a Hyundai Elantra, but
Yeah.
the logo on the middle of the grill was a Honda logo. So I don't know what the heck this guy was doing, but it was a total Franken car. Like I don't know how
Yeah,
he even
yeah.
got those parts to all fit, frankly, but it was very strange. It was very strange. Oh, I love it when I see cars like that, and I'm like, credit to you. You figured out how to attach all these things. I don't want to be in a serious situation because I'm not sure how safe that thing is, but it's
Yeah,
entertaining.
it was nice to in Hong Kong especially to see the different models that we don't have in the US. Like they got this Toyota Comfort or something like that car. It's a taxi car they use. It's kind of like a Toyota Corolla, but a little bit bigger, a little more boxier, a lot more space. But that's what they use for their taxis over there. And they have these vans that we don't have here. I forgot the name of the actual um brand, but like Toyota vans that we don't have here. They're pretty bigger size, whatever. So that was interesting to see models that don't come out here in the U.S. But again, Hong Kong, Tesla, all over the
Right.
place, man. All over. The minute you come out the airport, it's like Teslas everywhere. Um, so they're definitely in that
Right.
market heavy.
And were they Teslas or were they like other electric cars?
No, no, they were definitely Teslas. They're
They're,
definitely
they're all
definitely
Teslas?
Teslas. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to see
All
one of
right.
the BYOD. Was it BYOD, the one that's right, making a big
Just
splash?
BYD?
BYD, yes,
Yeah.
that's it. BYD. I didn't see any BYDs,
Yeah.
so I didn't see any.
Okay. There, I know that like when I was in a couple of different places on the Columbia trip last year, it ended up with like all sorts of cars. I couldn't even identify what the make was. I'd never heard of them, never seen them before. Couldn't identify the logo. I tried to ask a taxi driver and we didn't speak the same language, so I have no idea. I
Yep.
still to this day don't know what they were. But
So,
uh
uh, Tavi. Oh yes, Tavi. Yeah. So Thailand was amazing, man. It was amazing. We had so much fun, so much fun. And we got in the scooters. We one day rented scooters, like 15 of us. That was so nice. Just going from place to place. A great way to see the island quickly. It's such a small island. You could really go around the whole island probably like without stopping, probably like in an hour and a half on a scooter. But we had such a blast. As far as for you, yeah, you are one of the winners from the elite membership, right? So your elite membership, I believe this week they're going to set up. They're traveling back to support team from Thailand. So I think this week by tomorrow or so you should have your elite membership set up. So um just give us a little bit of time. They'll work on setting you up, and maybe Wednesday, Andrew will give some more away, some more elite memberships to our Lambos and Garbage Truck family members, and yeah, we'll definitely give some of that out. All right, we're getting a move here in Nvidia. Let's see. Come on, Nvidia, drop. Give us a period stay close. I'm a little bit more patient now. We got a couple of parcels. We got 4 parcels, 5 parcels already. Peter, you're still in this as well. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait see if we can get 82.40. I think that's a stretch. That's the low of the pre-market. Sorry, the low of the previous day close. Excuse me, 82.41. So let's see if we can get there. Yeah, mad props. The scooters are pretty fun. That was a lot of fun. And when you see elephants, baby elephants, they're aggressive. These guys are. They were something else.
mm.
uh,
They're
Yeah, because
aggressive.
because we fed the big ones like 50, and their life is spans like a human lifespan, so they go from like birth to about 96 years, 100 years, right? So they have the same lifespan we do, And the
Okay.
5-year-old elephants,
Okay.
right? They're obviously bigger than me. They're baby, but they're like about my size. And
Yeah.
when you're feeding them, they know you're holding the bucket behind with the food. So once you give it to them,
Yeah.
right away they take it right away and they go to the trunk. They put their trunk behind to try to get the bucket because they know it's there. And they're just like, dude, I'm gonna give it to you, but they're just so aggressive. They're really fast. The older ones, they just wait. They're more relaxed. They
Yeah.
wait for you to give it to them.
Yeah.
They're not in a
They know it's
rush.
coming.
They know what's coming, you know. But these little ones, oh man, they're so funny. So we got a
Yeah,
nice video of that.
they're a kid, man. It's
Yeah. Like gimme. And they eat all day. They eat for 18 hours, Peter. That's all they do.
oh my
Just eat
goodness.
for 18 hours.
You
They're up
know,
and they're just eating.
the yeah, I was gonna say, like my son, when he was young, we used to have to sing. We sang a song to him. We had a song. We said, "Slow down, you eat too fast. You gotta make your dinner last." Because
Yeah.
he would like suck it back, like we were about to like take it away from him. We're like, "Calm down, it'll be here. You know, take a breath." Oh, there you go. There's a drop, taking a partial right at the previous
Same,
day
same,
close.
same. Beautiful,
See, look at
friends.
this. We can have a
Beautiful.
conversation, talk about kids and elephants, still trade. It's all good.
This
Yeah.
is awesome, man. Great drop. Right to the previous day close. 82,
Yeah.
182.41. Right
All
to
right.
it.
So
Perfect.
where'd you get your partial? I got mine at 182.44.
Oh, you beat me. 182.46.
Oh.
You beat me.
Oh, okay.
You beat me.
I thought you were lower. I thought you had the better trade, it looked like. But
No,
okay.
no,
Well, we were
you,
right in the
you got
same.
me.
But it's good. Like, see how quickly we had to react, right? How long was it down
Yeah,
there for? It was probably down there for what, like 15 seconds, maybe?
yeah, yeah.
Like it wasn't that long. And now look at how much it's popped
Look
back
at
up. That's a
that.
50
Yeah,
cent move between where the price is now and where we each got our partials. So
yeah.
you know that it just shows, you know, as much as we're talking, we both, you know, were able to sort of, we were still watching, right? Like we didn't lose sight of our trade. We're still, you know, and that it's taken me a while to get to that point. But so don't let our casual approach to fool you, right? We've been doing this for a while. We're focused in there. Uh-oh, Carlos. The Andrew indicator. I'm listening to Andrew as we're talking, and he just went
Huh?
long.
It's time to
He just
cover.
went long. Yeah.
It's time to look for a cover. Yeah, that's a good spot to go long, man. Off the previous day close. That
Yeah.
is a good spot to go long. On NVIDIA. So glad I got that partial in. Yeah, I'm not gonna get out of it completely, but I am gonna take another partial here because this move might be over. Um, so I just don't want to bring a lot of shares back, right? This bounce is a lot more aggressive than I would have
Yeah.
wanted. So I'm gonna take a partial here, especially if Andrew's long. He sees something he likes. So I'm going to partial here and again I probably get out.
We'll see. I don't know where this is going to go. This is not my
Yeah,
trading
but you know what?
area, so
The idea of how much I have left now, I don't think we'll get more than the previous day close. Again, this is my opinion, guys. I'm not an expert analyst. I don't have a magic 8 ball. Peter does. I don't. We haven't used it for this trade here. I don't. I don't see it going lower than this. The 182. I really don't. So for me, it's gonna be with the little bit of shares I have left now. Is it worth waiting for another 50 cents? You know, like you start deciding is it worth
right.
that? Is
Right.
it worth losing? The dollar, $2 almost we have right now on this trade, right? Well, like $1.50. So yeah, I think this party's over, Peter. uh, I'm gonna get out of it, man. I'm done. I'll live through you.
Oh,
I'll live.
okay.
I'll live this trade
All
through you.
right.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
I'm good. I'm good with that.
Well, I haven't been good
Yeah.
at holding and then adding into my trades, so I'm going to hold onto my shares, hopefully, as an
Yeah.
opportunity to maybe add, because my average price is now above the VWAP, so I'm hoping that the whole dollar price, the VWAP is roughly at 184.
Yep.
Right
Yep.
now, my average entry is 184.18, so if I can hold in here, And even if it comes back by another dollar from where it's at now, I can stick in it, and maybe there'll be an opportunity to add to the trade. But we'll see.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't have enough. I don't have many shares. I'm going to use it as a practice.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
So
it's not a lot of shares left. What I'm taking out here is whatever's left is not a whole lot. So Doug is asking, how do we, what made the decision to partial? So let's look
ah
at it, right? Here's our short, right? So we did the VWAP breakdown. Here we went long, partial, partial. Basically, when we got to like 1 hour, right? Our stop is above VWAP. Well, when we got to 1 hour, we started taking partials, right? So another one here. I wish I would have taken this one here, but again, it came back up. Was concerned that it might head higher, so more defensive partial there. New low, another partial. This is 183.14. This is where the pre-market high was. So we took a partial there. And then as we broke lower, we took another one. So pretty much here, we're very happy with this trade already. The rest is just extra. Like if
yep,
we were to get down to this is why
correct.
you notice me and Peter, we're both get very patient here. We just take our time. Like there's no rush here to take a partial.
Yeah.
Whether there's no rush to get out, no rush to take a partial here. But the minute we got this 182.40, we know that is the previous day close. This is where stuff bounces from. Right. This can become major support. You might not break that level. And we took a partial there, and glad we did, Peter, because look at this thing going. And then Peter's still in it, but I have a feeling that this might be done with such an impressive push up, right? Consolidation. I took a partial, and then I just got completely out because I think the move might be over. Now, if you're Peter, as you mentioned earlier, he might be thinking of possibly getting an add opportunity and heading back lower, right? That's another way to trade it. I don't trade that way, but that's a possibility. But for me, with the shares I had left here, it made no sense for me to hold through a pullback like this. So that's my thought process in getting all out of it, right? And yeah, that's the way of trading. If you look at Peter's screen, very, very similar. Here's his charts, except he's still in it for a possible opportunity to add to this short. And Peter, I'm assuming your stop is still at break even here?
Yeah. Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
183. What is your entry? 183, 184.17?
184.18. You can see it is on the
Okay,
screen there. You can see that little
yeah,
line.
yeah,
My partial went in. So yeah.
nice.
So Andrew's getting the move higher. The Ender indicator is showing. And
It's
to a
working.
question, nah, I'm gone. Nah, I'm gone. I like that name. Anyways, he's asking who's Andrew? Well, you obviously
It's,
are new around here,
yeah,
but
it's
that's a
this guy
decent
right here.
question. Who's Andrew? There he is.
This guy
So
right
he's in
here.
our he's in the Burble Trading chat room. He's trading live right now from Dubai, which is where he's sitting, and he's the founder of this community. Carlos and I have been trading with Andrew for a long time now,
A
probably
long
about 8
time.
years.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We've been here, and it's great. So Andrew's really built a big community of like-minded traders, and we all sort of hang out together. This YouTube is where Carlos and I, talk with you guys in the morning, but the main area where most of the action happens is in the chat room. So if you want the
Yeah.
full action with all of the heavy duty traders, they tend to congregate in the Bearable Trading chat room, which is a paid community, but well worth the money if you want to be trading with other like-minded individuals. So check it out, bearabletraders.com.
Yeah.
There's my ad. So
Andrew is getting a
and
very, very strong move here, man. He is
he's
getting,
getting a good move.
yeah, look at
Yeah,
that.
his entry was great as
That's
usual.
awesome. Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. It's all good. And thank you very much, Mike Kelly, 6392. I'm not sure whether I should be offended that you didn't think I could, but it's a reasonable assumption. I actually can't really sing that well, but I've had a lot
Um,
of practice. Oh yeah, see there you go. See Richard and you Carlos, you got the little icons going
yeah.
from
Yeah. I had
the
to
icons
join.
you get with your membership. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to join the Lambos and Garbage Truck, or else they wouldn't let me use it. Even though I'm a host here, usually said we don't care if you're a moderator or host. You got to pay to become a Lambos and Garbage Truck member. So I had to join. I'm a member.
There
I got the emojis. You can join as
you
well.
go.
Head over to our channel there. Next to subscribe, you can see the join. You could be part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. We release a video every week on YouTube, exclusive for you guys on anything trading. And man, we got some great ideas for our members as well. We're gonna put some new videos. 5-minute ORB. It's one that I've been getting asked a lot of questions on, a lot of emails for the 5-minute ORB
There you go.
video. So we'll put one together. on that. Man, look at this move. Giveaways. We'll do giveaways too. We'll do some more this week as well. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So Andrew got this move right back up. He just added into his trade, hoping for a move through VWAP. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He and I, unfortunately, are on opposite sides of this trade, but that's okay. There's room for
That's
both of
okay.
us.
Yes, enough room. Just think about it. If you're looking to add, right, your entry is all the way up here. Entry is actually above the VWAP, man. So you can actually use the VWAP as somewhat of resistance and drive this thing back lower. And if you can get even 183 again, that's almost $1. So it's it's a good deal. My friend, welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck. This is Chadai Real Estate 116. Welcome. Good to have you, man. Thank you for joining part of the team.
Chadai, I don't know. Too many vowels going on there. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Yeah, is YouTube fixing this? YouTube used to have our actual names. At least they got these codes, and it's been like that for a while. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, fix this.
Yeah.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome.
Wow. Netflix has had a real sell-off today. It's Warner Brothers hasn't done much. It sort of popped up just after the open, sold right back off to the level it started from. So not much going on Warner Brothers, but in Netflix is just not a heavy sell-off, but just a slow, steady decline here. It's down to $95 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go. It's Netflix is not one I normally try and day trade. It was a little bit of an unusual situation on Friday, especially with Mike was watching it for his long-term portfolio. He's been saying for months now that he's going to wait till Netflix gets below 100 to add it to his portfolio, and he did wait on Friday and got it, and then immediately got a $5 move on it, so he's feeling pretty good. Now it's actually below his entry, so but he's not worried about the moves, day by day. He's looking to hold this for the long term. So
yeah. Wow, Andrew added to his move here. So where's Andrew? You can see Andrew trading live in our website bearbletraders.com. So that's where he trades live, and we'll also see a for YouTube. He'll do a recap of it today, right? I know he's traveling now, so it might not be as easy to do a recap from his machine, but as he's in Dubai. But normally he'll do a recap of his trading. He'll put it on Lambos and Garbage Truck members there, so you guys can take a look at it and see how his trading went. So, but yeah, he is NVIDIA working out very, very nice for him here. So, Tesla not doing much. MRVL not doing a whole lot. Trying to get going here. Rivian really sold off some more here. So look at that. Wow, the low of the day actually. I was gonna say it broke the low of the day here, but actually low of the day is coming up now. Here's the low of the day. So we're just getting to it. 17.25. We're right on it. Looks like it wants to break lower. NVIDIA VWAP, yeah. See, NVIDIA's great run to VWAP. We'll have to see if it does our move. Could be a nice VWAP breakout. Yeah, could be. So we'll see. This is a big move though, from 182 to 182.40 to 183.90, which we're approaching now. That's a big move. I think the VWAP will act more as resistance. But let's see. Yes, we can. All right, we got Andrew. All right, friends, we're gonna join chat room here. Hey, sir.
all right, so
all right, awesome. All right, friends, so we are in chat.
Andrew set the level at which he's going to stop out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has to run. All right, chat. Good morning. Hopefully you guys did well. So we are in our chat room as well. Does it sound good? Hopefully it sounds no audio yet. Okay. No audio in chat. Let's see. You guys hear it? Okay, good. All right, looks like it's working.
I'm getting really close to my stop out now as we're coming up to 184. So but we'll see. Like I said, this is the level at which I knew things could
Yeah.
reverse because now we're at the VWAP. So
all right, so hold on. On YouTube, can you guys hear me on YouTube? It's just the chat can't hear me. All right, let's take a look on. I'm gonna reset. I'm going to refresh the chat. Okay, so YouTube is good. It's just the chat room. Okay, so make sure it's not our system. So we'll come back in and see if we can get the chat room going. All right, here it is. NVIDIA, is it going to reject for Peter or is it going to break through for a VWAP breakout?
Look at Tesla would have been the other. Look at the Tesla just slowly bouncing lower and lower and lower. Looks a lot like the SPY chart actually. So
All right, let's see here. Okay. All right, let's see if that works. I restarted everything on the chat.
Oh,
for our members.
We got an echo going on.
Yeah, make sure you mute your chat room.
No. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Got it. I'm good.
And we'll get the video. There it is. Okay. For some reason, I had to reset the chat rooms to get the audio in there. All right, let's see, friends. So far, Peter, you are still short NVIDIA, waiting for rejection here to maybe head back towards the low of the day, previous day close. I'm out of it already. After a couple of tries, we tried to go long. For those that missed in the chat room, I went long here, stopped out long again, stopped out, waited for the VWAP breakdown, short here, and this worked out very, very nice. So I'm out of it now, so all out of it here, and we'll see if the VWAP is going to be rejection or we're going to get a VWAP breakout on here. So we'll see. And other than that, oh man, Rivian is beautiful, friends. Look at that breakdown from the low of the day, 1725 at that time, right in here. Nice breakdown, another 15 cents lower, and it looks like highway to hell at the moment. So really dropping here on Rivian. And all right, so let's see what NVIDIA does. Here's the breakthrough candle. Let's see if we can get the pullback. And then the confirmation candle. I might go long. Maybe. Not yet, Peter. I'm not going to go against you, but maybe.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, right? Because we're here at a point where, I might not recover, and that's okay.
Look at the SPY dropping lower, man. I think the SPY might put a lot of pressure on NVIDIA to try to break out. Look at this. SPY's dropping. But NVIDIA's been very strong. Actually, surprisingly, how well NVIDIA's trading compared to the SPY, right? The last couple of minutes. Pushing high when the SPY is actually going the other way. It's got its own strength here at the moment. ONDS. What we got here? ONDS. Yeah, it's not an easy one. Okay.
Oh, there you go. All right, I'm out. I'm out of NVIDIA.
Wow. What an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Why would I not take this trade? I missed about almost 30 cents here. Wow. I talked about it. I planned it out and went to look for something else and did not take the trade. Right here was the confirmation, 184.10. Oh, that was not smart, Carlos, at all. That was not smart. Who told me to look at ONDS? You're fired. Who was that? I'm just kidding. Had nothing to do with that. John Raff. Oh, we had a good time with John Raff in Thailand. John, have you told people about your castaway yet? Have you told a story?
Castaway.
John is never gonna live this down. John is never
end
going
up
to
stranded
live.
on a desert island?
He's not. Wait, and I'm gonna wait for so John says, which one? Where I almost drowned?
Oh my goodness.
We went. We went. I was gonna. I hope by now everybody would have known the story, but I guess I got to say it myself now. So
No, I have no idea. What?
oh, I know why nobody knows because Brian is not in chat today. If Brian would have been in chat, you would have guys would have heard about it already. So we go we go snorkeling, and man, we pull up the two boats, we jump in the water, and I think Raph was one of the first ones in. Now credit to him, I think he was one of the first ones into the water as NVIDIA just continues to explode here, guys, above the VWAP. My goodness. So anyways, he's the first one in. We're snorkeling. Next thing you know, everybody's in the water. We're having a good time. We see this person all the way out there. And they're like, no, that's not one of ours. I think it's somebody, because there's other people there as well. Come to find out, thankfully, my wife, Brian, and Brian's wife were on the boat because they did their thing. They came back up because the current's very strong. Come to find out, that's Raph. Raph is like really far out, and he actually needs help because the current, there's no way he's going to make it back. The currents were so strong, just kept pulling us that way. And Brian felt it right away. The minute he jumped in, he's like, no life jacket. He had no life jacket. So it gets a little dangerous now, right? Because you get tired, whatever. Raph is a strong swimmer. But the currents were not, even if it was for a strong swimmer, the currents were real, man. Were definitely, if you got carried away, so he got pulled away so far out that the boat had to go get him. Had to go get him. He got really so from there on it was John castaway and stories were coming up and jokes. Well, after he was okay,
right.
But we didn't notice, which is the scary part, man, because we're all just we're snorkeling. Everybody's looking down. You're not looking around, whatever. You come up a little bit, you see a couple of people. Okay, fine. And next thing you know is what froze? What froze here? I froze. I know why I froze. Let me fix this. It was kind of scary, man. Kind of scary seeing him, that far out so quickly. And yeah, but thankfully the boat, we noticed in time because he's getting ready to go around the island, and then that would have been, that would not been good. That would not been good.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm glad he survived that ordeal. That's
yeah. It's good.
My goodness.
Glad he's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's funny if you live to tell the tale, I guess. So.
Yeah. No, Raph. It was very strong. The current, man. That was very, very strong. I don't blame you, brother. Because I remember even when I was after snorkeling for a while, I realized early how strong they were. So I'm like, all right, I got to stay to the right of the boat. Because if we go left, it's going to be very difficult to come back. And to get back to the boat, I actually had to go. I went more to the right, and then kind of let the current bring me in towards the boat. But yeah, it was no joke. Mojito, yes, he was about to be a good man. He was about to be a good man.
Oh, sad and funny.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the tragedy of it would be, of course, Raf's death, but we'd never be able to use that expression again because then it would
Yeah.
actually carry some somber meaning.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. Oh yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
couldn't
Yeah.
we couldn't jokingly say, "Oh, he was a good man," every time we get disconnected from the chat or anything, because then we'd be
Yeah.
thinking of Raf. And
Oh yeah. 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 No, it would have been horrible.
Raf's like, he didn't want to be the buzzkill of the Thailand trip. Yeah,
Hey,
because
you don't want to
dragging
be
your
that
body
guy.
with them for the next 3 days would have been,
Oh. Yeah. It would
it
have been.
would have ruined the whole vibe.
Yeah. 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 Glad it worked out.
uh, Man. Oh, jeez. Well, I'm glad you're okay. uh, okay, yeah, guys, I'm stopped out of NVIDIA as I mentioned, so that's all good. Like I said, I held on to it just in case we got sort of a pullback and then an opportunity. Interestingly, NVIDIA just has decided to go against the SPY and the Qs. Like I said, it was on its way
Yeah.
down. It looked like it was losing independence and was following the market, but then it regained its independent movement here, this move higher when the market didn't. I mean, the market did bounce at about the same time, but instead of reversing like the market did, Nvidia just kept going. So
Yeah.
what can you do? So
Comment in chat says, send trader. I agree. Yeah, it would have been stopped out of break even. But, you don't know this is going to happen, right? You don't know this. You got to make the decision with the information you have. And this information here is take the trade, Carlos, right? Because you would have had a partial here, at least maybe two. So though it basically failed, and we probably would have only got like one or two partials, the signal is there for me to take the trade, right? You got to take this trade. This is your setup. It's one of my best setups that I take all the time. So when it appears, yeah, I should have been paying more attention, taking that trade. Definitely with a partial, probably 184.30. Yes, 30. That's a 40 cents move, and then here you get 184.50. So then it would have failed completely. Stopped out of break even, but that would have been. It's less painful, right? Send trade is less painful that it didn't go to like 185 and I didn't take the trade. So it's less painful, but you got to take that trade. That is a great, great setup there. So. But yeah, back below VWAP here. And we'll see what's next. MRVL, not doing much. Rivian, they collapse, trying to bounce here. WBD, I don't know what's happening there. What did Oklo do? Oklo coming back after hitting 100. Man, this thing moves. Low of 100 here, and then right back to 104. Gotta be careful. TGL crap this morning. FUCL also didn't do anything. Just going through our list. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, Oklo can move. Oklo, look at it down here. Went to 161 cents. And then just shot right back up. Look how quickly. Does $1.02 very, very quickly. So you got to be careful with this thing. Netflix also bouncing off the lows. 95.32. Also moving higher. So yeah. Oh man, the comments are still going with Rafsilla here. Good buddy Raf. Oh man. I'm glad we could laugh about it now. Let's say I'm glad we could laugh about it now. But yeah. No, Andrew got out of Nvidia because he had to take care of some stuff, so he couldn't watch the trading anymore. But he got out because he had to leave. If not, he would have still been in this trade. Would probably taken advantage of this move. He would have probably added above the VWAP, knowing Andrew, right? But he had to run, so he's out of the trade. He's probably gonna go do Dubai stuff, right? So. But yeah, awesome time. Awesome time. You made a whopping $30 so far. And a day like today, that's good. Any money you made today is good. It has not been the easiest of days. So if you made $30, hey man, it's $30. You're $30 richer, right? Some days will be more, some days will be less, but a win is a win. A win is a win. Okla and Google. What is Google up to? Man, also dropping. Look at that. Google trading a little bit clean this morning. So initial drop, then he loses the VWAP, and it's been a short since 10:15, going into 11 o'clock here. So very nice. I'd rather watch that movie. Yeah, it's awesome. Good stuff. Friends over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. We're going to be getting ready to wrap up and give it over to our buddy Thor coming up in 5 minutes. And then remember, tomorrow we have our day trader tax. Daytradertax.com is the website. They're going to be on tomorrow answering tax questions and going through a little bit of some of the stuff they do and how to prepare better for taxes, especially as we get into the end of the year. And again, you should be preparing before tax season comes, right? Prepare much earlier, especially if you're running things like an LLC or have to set up an LLC. You know, all these type of questions you guys ask us that we cannot answer for you will be a great time for tomorrow to make those questions to the people that can give you the good answer. Green is green, 100%. Green is green. Yes, yes. The man will be knocking shortly. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Uncle Sam wants his money. Wants his cut. There's no question. There's no question. I guess here's Uncle Sam. What is it in Canada? Who's the uncle in Canada? I think you might be on mute, Peter. Because now I do see you moving.
Mute again. Dang it! I keep hitting mute, so I'm not bothering you. And then, yeah, we don't have the equivalent of an Uncle Sam really, because I mean that was when was that? It was like World War II.
I think so.
When did Uncle Sam come into presence? Because it was all from like those posters, right? The guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never ended up. We just have the CRA, which is the Canadian Revenue Agency. Not very exciting. So 3-letter acronym. It's we don't have an icon for him. So the Mounties, yeah. Well, he was a recruiting guy, right? Wasn't originally? You know, you go work for Uncle Sam, and I think. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, maybe CRAs are Canada Goose. That's probably true. Those Canada Geese, man, they're vicious. You especially get them in a bad mood. Yeah. Well. Yeah. They don't take anything, and they'll attack anything, man. They attack cars. They'll attack humans. They just. Goose wrestling.
Let's see here.
It's a thing.
See. Thor has. Oh, Thor, we couldn't hear you, man. I couldn't hear you. Now I got you. Good morning, sir. Yeah, because he's on Zoom. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you weren't able to hear Thor? Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, it's actually because I have a direct feed into Peter's headset at all times.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Oh,
it's like the presidential. It's like the president's phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Tesla's still dropping, Carlos. Maybe we picked the wrong thing to trade, because we could have gone into Tesla the same time we took the NVIDIA short. Would have given us the same initial trade response, but it's been going a lot better ever since.
Yeah, this is. Yeah. Oh, well. No, I see that.
Who knew, right? Who knew?
CL.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, listen, we got a great move on NVIDIA. We're happy. Took us a couple of tries for me, but man, this is a Great, great short. But look, Peter, if it was now would have been for this little pop here, you would have added to your short again. Here on NVIDIA.
You're
So
right.
it's just, yeah,
it just popped
crazy.
a little farther than I could hold on to, so that's
Yep.
unfortunate. But
Yeah.
that's
All right,
right.
friends, over on YouTube and in our chat. Somebody coming in chat, or is Gary or somebody else going in chat? So I disconnect Thor. Let me know. But in the meantime, oh, Gary, you're coming.
Gary.
Okay, so chat, you're gonna hang with Gary, and then we'll on YouTube we'll be with Thor, guys. Take care. Me and Peter are signing off. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and I don't know,
Children of all ages.
everybody else. Children of all ages. I don't see my screen. Let me try and share it again. And then I hear Gary, so I'm very scared. So I got to find out which thing I left up.
I'm gonna get your screen.
There's my screen. I think
yeah,
it was just
it's
doing
working.
that. It was doing that
No.
no show thing, and I got to reshare. You know how it does.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, now I got to find Gary. Hold on. Where are you? There you are. Ah, Gary. Oh, I found him. Okay. Just kidding. That was funny. Good morning, Eric. Good to see you. Come on, let's go. I'm so excited right now. So CL is my trade. Crude being very rude on me today. I had the most beautiful short on it at the open. It called on the scanner, so I was really loving it. When it came back up, I went ahead and cut it because we started buying again. So, but then when I saw it buy back into the range and we just couldn't move, I went ahead and reshorted it, and I went ahead and upped my contract size from 4 to 6 since I was getting a reoffer. So this one for me felt like I could get a little bit more aggressive since I saw a really clean reoffer, and then the selling has kicked in on crude. So I'm trying to get to S6 here. This is my target. And that should be a really nice hit there for me if I can get this one to work out. So fingers crossed for me, and we'll see if we do this one. Other great calls that happened on the equity side. AMD was a beautiful R4 short today. It overshot just a little bit, so sorry. But it did come back and reoffer beautifully, and then has been selling very nicely ever since. So we a little bit off there. We overshot the order a bit, but you know, it was a higher, wider range, so that's what we're looking for. So it did work. But you know, maybe not the cleanest one of those we've ever had. So now I'm going to go ahead and move my stop back down, actually probably right about here. No reason this should come back up with all this selling on crude. So I'm going to go ahead and move my stop in there, and we'll see if we can go ahead and hit this target. But if this wicks back up, I'll just get out of it. Like, crude can be very rude. And at this point, you know, I still made a couple hundred on this exit. I'll still make like a few hundred, you know, maybe $1,000 or something, or a little less if I exit here. So let's go crude. Working. Nice little Monday crude trade. This is my favorite ticker. It was the my only really good futures call that I liked. RTY was selling too hard. It called, but it was selling. So maybe while we wait for this, I could tell you guys a little bit about what got me excited the most about crude. So first off, any of you in here trade crude regularly? There's some nuance to trading this particular contract that we could go over if there's those of you who are interested in like learning more about it. Would you like me to talk some? Or are we mostly just equities traders hanging right now? Because I can flip this over and talk about like AMD or okay. All right, so a couple of you. Good. Okay. So don't forget to like, by the way. So one thing you need to understand is the crude pits open at 9 a.m. Okay? The crude pits open at 9 a.m. So it is very important that you do not trade crude ahead of 9 a.m. It's like buying 2 or 3 minutes before like 9:30 on an equity. So that is a nuance that is kind of unique to crude, right? So, but it's the trading pits for crude open at 9. So you want to be very, very careful, right? Not to be in crude. So now notice what happened at 9 o'clock, right? Big sell. And then look what happened. All the way we spent as a reoffer, and then we lost trend and went short, right? Now we've reoffered that same exact level here, here, and here. That's why I don't want to be too, I don't want to like hold on to that. Like if this squeezes all the way back up to here, then I'm just going to get out of this thing, right? Because at some point we're going to reoffer this level, like 1, 2. We tried to buy it there. We then sold it at the open, more or less, the crude open, and then sold it. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't want to just get so married to this, but we should not come all the way back up and rebuy the open here. So, but if not, I'll still make some good money on it. But as you can see, I'll make like maybe 800, 700, $800 on this, and I'm mirroring these trades. So we'll be okay. So anyway, that's the kind of the little crude nuance there. Yeah, so I know it's a lot. And you know what's funny? I've been doing this for a little bit long, yeah, a little bit now, right? So I've been around some of these nuances. So if there's anything you need me to repeat at Mo, if there's anything you need me to recover or repeat, please ask, and I'll make sure to distill it as cleanly as I can, okay? So let's look at what was it? Apple. Let me look at it on this one, actually. This has got my bigger charts. And we'll keep crude off. Let me see here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I can't see the chat now. Let me find you. There you are. Okay. So here we go. So I like to use my cams on since we're in this, let me go down to maybe I think will the 3-hour work? Yeah. Okay. So we're in a lower narrow range and we're coming off of S4. Right? So that's really normal for us, right? What we're looking for in a lower range, since we opened here, a bounce at S4 is very possible. Right? So it is not impossible for us to actually buy here and then rally up. It's a lower narrow range, so we can buy S4. Now, because of our opening position and our top side sweep, that's not super likely. Right? It's actually more likely that we are going to, it is actually more likely, right, that because we've already come outside the low of 1030, our higher probability is actually to close, somewhere down near where we are right now. So if the volume changes, we'll get in that. I mean, that was a big buy signal right there. So, I mean, someone really came in there. Now, was that a buy or was that a short cover? Hard to tell. Let's check out our order book structure. The easiest way to do this is using Trading Terminal, right? So if you go to Apple, oh, actually, I already have it on a different one, right? So you can see right now, Apple's overall structure is quite bearish, right? So what happens is we came down near this large order, and it looks to me like we had a short cover. Now, for anyone in YouTube out there, I'd like to try and see if I can test your general knowledge here. Why, looking at the order book, would I think this is a short cover and not a buy? Can I pause this? Let me see. Can I pause? Let me see. Yeah, I can pause it. Why would I look at the order book here and I think to myself, this is a short cover, not a buy? Yes, Kidda, 100%. No new orders being placed to the top side. That is absolutely correct, right? We just moved low, we got near the bottom, and all of a sudden we just scooped, right? But you didn't see orders. These are what we call broker returns, right? People are buying, right? And those orders, most people who buy, they're going to buy and put orders out institutionally, right? So this to me looks like more of a broker return, right? We're actually buying back to give to our broker. So there's no need to put more orders on the DOM to the top side because they went home, right? And afterwards, notice we also started placing more orders to the downside afterwards, right? We actually brought on more depth to the market below us afterwards, right? So these are the kind of things that make us think that, maybe, right, these are actually shorts, right? These are profit targets from our shorts getting put to the downside, trying to cover, right, on limit. Buyers generically that are very, like institutional buyers stay out like this kind of stuff. This isn't enough shares at this level to really be significant enough to be an institutional buyer. This is likely a large short cover. Depth of market, so handy, right? Let's look at ES right now, for instance. I have not quite gotten where I like my sensitivity yet on the ES. Always experimenting. So right now, to me, I would say the ES looks a little bit bullish to me, right? So this is a little bit of a different way of looking at the book. So to get rid of some of the confusion, what I basically am doing is I'm using the lower cutoff, which is uniquely available on Atlas. I'm actually using the lower cutoff to get rid of all the noise. Like anything that's like a small order near the price or away from the price, I'm just getting rid of them. So I could take this and aggregate now to, we could aggregate this way and then do it at a tighter level. But it really lets you see right now, like look to the downside, look at the order book now on the ES when you look at it this way. Pretty interesting, huh? It's different. It's a different way of looking at the book than I have before, but it's quite clean. But like right now, you can see we're sitting with all of our orders that are large right on the bottom of the price, and there's a void to the top side. So right now, it actually looks like we're going to move down. Now look, this order just came in here, so we're a bit balanced, right? But look, new order to the downside. Right? So you can actually see oh, look, our big orders are chasing. Isn't that fun? So look, there we go. See how all the orders are all coming in right down here? That's fun. All right, there they go. Now we're lifting the brackets. Big order coming in here again. So, I mean, I really kind of think I'm liking this right now lately for kind of a different way. What do you think, YouTube? You guys see anything like, I mean, I think it's pretty unique, but I think it gets rid of a lot of noise, which I think might be very useful. And it's pretty easy on the eyes too. I wonder what NQ looks like that. So we go like 90. And then what was my sensitivity? 2.1. Like that. Look at the structure to the downside. Oh, I reset the whole stinking thing. Maybe like just 2.0. That's fun. I like it. What are you looking at? Gold? Maybe. Gold was in a good spot for long earlier today, but I wasn't very happy with it. How's CL doing? I haven't checked it for a while. Okay, we're alive. So you're saying there's a chance. So let's see. Like that's kind of our new trend. So this was my first entry, was the reoffer of this trend. And then because I like using them for tighter, but look, if I had have exited right there, I would have saved myself a little, I would have made myself a little money. And then I could have re-entered, but so, oh, whatever. I'm still working on deciding when I want to go for the whole target versus when I'm okay with exiting at the loss of a trend. So I'm still not 100%. You know, so as you go through this trading process, right, there are going to become different things that you're after. Like if you're a new trader right now, don't worry about your profit at all. Right? You're not at that part of the game yet. Like it would be like you just started playing baseball and you're worried about hitting home runs. You know what I mean? Like there's just no point. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You should be scalping more or less. Just worry about good hits that get you like 2R. You don't even look at your P&L at all. It doesn't matter. Like, can you get in? Once you're in, does it move in your direction? That's all that matters in the beginning, right? Can you get in? When you get in, does it move in your direction long enough to like hit like, a couple R's? As you move down the trading path, you will divulge from R over time, right? You will start to think less and less and less about what actual R is, right? You'll focus more on what your total loss can be, not really what your total profit can be. Like right now, like for instance, on this trade I'm in CL, right? Like I only risked like maybe $300 to get into this trade. But I was able to, and I only risked $300, but my max risk is 500, but I only risked 300, right? Because my max stop was like way out here, so I pulled it down, right? So I can do less, right? So, but then I stopped out, so I'd make like at least a few $100s, and then I covered my next entry, and I was more aggressive on my next entry, right? Because since I had a reoffer that was very clean, like we got this big buy, but look, we didn't buy. Look at the difference. See how strong that was? And then look here, when we buy, it's very weak in comparison. So this was exactly what I was looking for. So once it opened, offered, and just stalled, I hammered it with 6 this time because I could risk. I still got about a $300 risk, but I went heavier this time because I was more confident with this setup, you could say. So why not go heavier? Right? I wish I had CL. So, and now we'll see what happens, right? So if we right now, as long as we, is this going to hit? I don't know. You know what I mean? I never know if these are going to hit target or not. I treat every single trade the same way as if it's going to hit target. If I don't, then the one time I mistreat it will be the time it hits target and I wasn't in it, right? Behavioral slippage isn't the money you lose, it's the money you never make. And I really don't have an exit rule. You know what I mean? That's why I'm holding, even though we pulled back and my target is only like right by S6. Now, why is it at 59.01? Well, because S6 is at 58.99, and I'm not going to stick my target 2 points on top of, you know what I mean? I want this thing to come down to 59, and I want to get filled. I don't want this thing to come down and hit 59 and me get abandoned at 58.99 because I really wanted the cam. Like this decision's about fill priority. I'm expecting one of these big red candles to come in and slam the price down into me. So, and if this reverses and buys the trend and goes up, then I'll get out again and call it done. Gonzo, what's up, buddy? So Toby, did that kind of answer that question? I'm never really looking for 4R targets anymore. I'm generically always looking for the move. You know what I mean? Like, so in this instance, like if this hits, this'll end up being, this move, if it hits, would end up being, if you're technically at $300, you'd be talking about, 6Rs or something, 7Rs or something like that. Right. But, so 4Rs, that's already happened. That happened here. Right. On this one was just shy of probably 4R, but I only ended up making like a half R. But if this one ends up hitting 6 or 7Rs, then So I think Toby, I think the idea of getting rid of the concept of R in general will be very beneficial. You know what I mean? Now, when I say that, I'm talking about the plus side, not the downside. You should always know what your maximum risk is per trade and what your maximum risk is per day, right? At least while you're a newer trader, there will be a time in the future, right, when you're 5, 6, 10, 15 years down the road, where you will know how to manage your emotions in this market well enough, right, that you can maybe be slightly more discretionary. However, I can tell you, I do believe most seasoned traders that really screw things up, they screw it up due to overconfidence. It's kind of like, have you ever had like someone get into a car wreck for the first time and they're in like their 50s? You know what I mean? It's like you've been driving your whole life. Why were you speeding around that corner like that? And the person just goes, man, I just wasn't really thinking about it. I mean, big accidents can happen to veterans at anything if they lose sight of the real dangers, right? So that's why for me, the endeavor is always to continue to basically perform as if, right? So there was a Tesla book, Moving to Futures. Is there a good resource? So Tim, honestly, cmegroup.com. They have courses there, classes there, they have charts there and graphs there. I mean, just about anything that they put out, I would say just go there. I mean, it's good stuff. And then, and then I can explain the details to you here. And then Tesla book. That's what you're asking. Tesla book. All right, Tesla book. Tesla's book right now looks bearish. So let's take a look at the ladder here, right? So if you notice, our largest order is to the downside. So institutionally, our biggest buyer is right here. Remember, moving down is not about finding buyers, it's about finding sellers. They have to find enough sellers to clear through these buyers. So, but if you notice to the top side, look at above the price right now. This is very empty to our top side ladder. It does not look like we want to go up right now at all. We have a void of orders to our top side right up in here, right? So specifically looking at this area right here, right? There's very, very few orders right there, right? In order to go up, in order to climb, you need a ladder. And right now we have no ladder above the price. So this thing looks like it is selling off, right? Yeah, bearish on the Tesla. XRP. Yeah, I think I remember you showing me putting that up earlier. My apologies for not looking at it. If I forget, just ask again. I know this is a really horrible excuse, NOOR, Kareem. I have wicked ADHD. So if I get 15 messages between me and you know what I mean? I'll just forget. XRP. What is XRP? The ETF? XRP future. This is the Bitcoin future, maybe, right? Or the crypto one? Yeah. So I have a lot of trouble with this one because it's so, it's sporadic for me. So what I'd recommend is utilizing a slightly larger chart, at least go up to like a 1 hour or something on this guy. You know, I mean, it's the only thing that really makes sense for me is to trade it using like a 1 hour. So on a 1 hour, you're in a lower narrow range after a relatively strong sell multiple times. So if we sold from here, the expectation to the downside would actually be all the way to S4. So I think that would work. That could be really nice. You know what I mean? But it's a narrow range and it's a lower range. So be careful because we can counter trend and go back to like way up here. But yeah, that's interesting. Oh man. Any love? Come on. This thing. It's killing me. I hate this candle. Like this was a really strong sell. Like this should have engulfed. So I'm very unhappy with this candle right now. So let's see. If we bounce off of this low range and we reclaim this high, this wick, this high. So let's call it like 29. I'm willing to, no, I don't like being on them. I'm going to go one up. So I don't, so that's probably around $900 or $800 or something like that if we buy the trend, buy pre-market low and come back up. So right now in this instance, I'm never going for the CP because the CP is up here. So I'm always going for the move. Right. So if I'm in at R3, I want to go to S3, but if it's a wide range, Andy, I may be willing to just hit the CP. Right. It really just depends on the volume too. If it's a high volume, then I'm willing to do it. All right, I like this a little bit more. So I hated this candle. I like that when we off. So here's kind of like a little VPA reading. So I do not like this candle at all. I don't like this candle because this is a downward tick closing candle, right? and it had a really pretty solid amount of volume on it, and it did not engulf. Like it should have looked like one of these candles, or or like one of, it should have looked like that, and it did not. So I'm not in love with that candle. However, the thing I like is that after this candle, when we made this new high here, we didn't have a massive response to it. But again, this candle for me is a very unenjoyable candle here because it means that we could not find enough selling, right? So the specialist decided to absorb this selling for some reason. So it's very likely they offer higher, and now they're offering higher. So if they buy here and if they buy this pre-market low, it's quite possible we go right back up to the low end of the range. So, oh well. All we can do is just hit these things over and over again and just keep getting them until they hit. You know what I mean? You never know which one's going to work and what's not going to work. But, we're having either way with the money I'll make on this one, it'll still be a really nice day. I'll still make like over $1,000 today on all my accounts. So if this happens to hold up and then drops down and hits my target, well, then things get a little bit better. But either way, it's a winning day. Yeah, the gold had a neutral range today. So gold was a little bit less desirable. Right? So like if you look over at gold, did gold buy S4? Yeah, look, gold bought S4 today because it's a neutral range. So it could have done either. It called S3, but look, we were selling a lot here. Here we were quite oversold. And then we didn't start buying till right there. Look, if you just waited till we started buying on the BS detector, check it out. There's where we started offering to our buyers right there. And that would have been right here. Isn't that fun? That's why the BS detector is the craziest VPA tool ever incepted by a crazy person. Crazy. Is that where you got in, Toby? You baller. That's fun. Good job. While I sit here and hold my fun CL trade. Your BSD is not as awesome as my BSD, is what you're saying? There's mine. Go for it. All right, so this is as high as we should go. All right, so on CL, right, we should not go much higher than this. Because you can see here what we're doing is we're starting to offer to the buyers. So if we're going to get a fake out, it'll be right here. We'll wick up here and then shove down. If we go higher and close up here and then start making new highs, then we've offered to the buyers and we've found buyers. And we do not want that. Right? So let's see what happens. This will be kind of our moment of truth on this one. Right? We've offered to the buyers. So let's see if the buyers now buy. Now that we have offered to them, let's see if they accept the offer and we start buying, or if they reject the offer and we go back to selling. This would be that point. Like if you were going to add, for instance, this would be the ideal location to attempt an add. The first time I entered was entirely based upon a range trade, right? We had this really high volume sell signal, and then we re-offered on low volume, and we stagnated. So I felt pretty comfortable trying that one, but you can see why it had to re-offer, right? We didn't have selling when we offered to our sellers. We didn't kick in the selling, so we had to re-offer again. This one definitely could have worked. It just didn't. right? So then we reoffered. When we came up here, I hit it again up here, thinking maybe this the time we've enticed enough selling. Now we seem to be reoffering to the buyers, or to the sellers, I mean, from the underneath of the offer line. So we should sell from right here. If we make new highs and buy, then that means we could not entice more selling, which means we're offering to buyers now, and that's not good, right? So, you know, it doesn't mean we're buying, right? Like here, right? This is buying, this is offering, right? Right now we're offering. That's why it's low volume. So I would not expect to buy any higher than this. This is where we should sell from, VPA wise. If we don't, then again, that's very not good for my short position. See? We're just under the offer right now. So this uptick or downtick is a very important up or downtick. Like if this upticks and buys up, super not fun. All right, Thor, I've been consistent about the RVR I'm getting in my trades, but my win rate varies from 20 to 60. The variance is killing me. Is there any advice you can help me with? Okay, absolutely. If all of my indicators, go to my Instagram at ThorYoungMA, and it'll link you to all of them. Or, you know, for the light versions, you can just type them into indicators. See, okay, there we go. That's not fun. So the variance is anytime you're trading as a trader, right? One of the main issues that you're going to have, right, is that trading is an attritional battle, right? It's a game of winning and of winner and loser, right? You know, it's a game of winning and losing, basically, right? It kind of like chess. You know what I mean? You have to be willing to sacrifice the pawn in order to win the game. So what happens often when you're not consistent in your profit is because you're losing the attritional battle, right? Ganesh, the reason, or Sai, the reason you are imbalancing right now is because you have a consistent RVR, but not a consistent hit rate, right? An inconsistent hit rate means you don't have a consistent RVR, right? Because your RVR stacks, right? Every one trade versus every 4 trades versus every 20 trades, right? 20 trades versus 20 trades is 1-to-1, right? So if you take 40 trades and you compare 20 to 20, you get a different statistic than if you're comparing each day or each individual trade, right? So this is why, you know, RVR in the beginning, what you're doing is the correct thing, right? Because you're worried about isolating your hit rate that works, but you need an RVR that's going to, and this is the important part, you need an RVR that is going to, oh God, how do I say this? You have an RVR that is going to satisfy your worst hit rate. So if you have a 40% to 60% hit rate, then your RVR needs to be able to settle a 40% hit rate, right? In order to be consistent at 40% hit rate, right, you need to run at least a 5R to 6R-ish win when you win, right? Because what'll happen if you do that is then, and remember, I'm not talking about actually really being obsessed about the R part. You know what I mean? Just you have to have that in concept just to make money. You know what I mean? So, and you're going to accomplish that in one of 2 ways. You're either going to find tighter entry locations so you can get a better entry, a tighter entry so you can hold further, right? Or just hold longer, right? And try and increase your RVR. Right. So the other thing you can do is what is run wider stops and go for a larger target and make that target a 2 or a 3R trade. right? Have a maximum loss. But a lot of the times when you're having trouble with the inconsistent RVR hit, it's because you're actually tripping over dollars to pick up dimes. You know what I mean? You have this you're trying to go for these very, very small, tight entries. When you have a ticker that goes $15 ATR, you're trying to get a 5 to 10 cent entry when you don't need to. It's perfectly okay for you to get a dollar entry or a $1.50 entry and then just let it breathe, because that will allow you to increase your hit rate. So the two solutions: one, you either need to increase your profit, right, so that it envelops your worst hit rate, or you need to lower your RVR target so that it gets inside your highest hit rate, right? Does that make sense? You have to fix the attritional battle so that it's in balance, right? Right now it's too imbalanced one direction, right? This is balance, right? This is yin yang. This is Buddha. This is balance. This is life, right? Anytime things aren't working, it's because something in that attritional battle is a little out of whack. Right. So in this instance, look at your charts, look at your stats, go through your trades and say, if I let it breathe, could I have avoided getting stopped out so many times? So I would have had a higher hit rate. Right. And maybe I don't make as much profit per trade, but because I have such a high hit rate, I don't really need to. Right. I'm okay at 2 to 3 Rs. Remember, it's just about consistency. Then you scale. Right. Once you have the consistency of hit, and you're seeing green more often than you're seeing red, then you just pump more dollars into it, right? And then it's off. You know what I mean? So, but right now we need you to have the conviction in your system to stick with it through great days and bad days. So if you don't see it like that, then you can't. So look at seeing if you can let it breathe a little bit. Maybe you get a higher hit rate. If not, look and see if there's a way that you can improve. Maybe you're letting it breathe too much. Maybe you're not waiting for good entry signals. Is there a way that you can get in that's more tightly? Give me 1 second. I have a unusual. I think my son needs something. 1 second.
All right, I guess Thor was a good man. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, Thor will be missed.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Okay, good. We almost called you John
No,
John Castaway.
I had to dip my like I keep like I'm listening to like my door. You just hear like I'm just like, oh my God, this guy.
All good, all good.
So yes, I am back. He was a good man. Back in 2018, he started trading. Now he's gone. All right, so I just, so for me, I wanted CL to start selling again. So I felt like if I did like what you do at restaurants where you get up and go like, do some other things, go to the restroom, talk to some people, order take, then the food comes. So no? No? Okay. At least Carlos thinks I'm funny. All right, so we are watching. So CL still working. Let me bring this all over again. So CL's giving me some hopes. I like that we sold back through pre-market low, but again, look what happens when our big red comes out. Like, why do they keep absorbing these freaking orders? Like, I did not like that. But so far, like, I mean, like we've offered down, we enticed selling, and then as soon as the sellers came in, they absorbed it. And I think this is what's rude about CL, right? It's very rude. Carlos, how was Thailand, man? Did you talk about that this morning with everybody?
Yeah, we did a little bit. I didn't want to give too much FOMO to people, especially Peter.
No,
I know Peter will have
especially me, because
love.
I didn't go. But it looked like y'all had so much fun.
Oh man, it was such a blast, man. We really had a great time. The island was awesome, beautiful beaches, and the people overall, man. Everybody's so nice, so relaxed, so chilled. So that was awesome too. But yeah, man, we missed you there. But I saw you had a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
You did the money show, you were traveling.
Yeah,
So
someone's got to represent and go talk to all these money places about what we do, right? So,
yeah,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, Daddy was working while all the kids were playing, I guess. I mean, this is messed up. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
no, I saw
kidding.
that, man. No, it's all
Nah,
good. It's
you're
all
the
good.
meetup and the trading and the production, man. It looks so fun. But yeah, I was super jealous. Now, my main reason for not going actually is just with my daughter's special needs situation. If she has an issue, it's just a little too far for me to comfortably get back quickly. Like if I had to
Yeah,
reschedule everything and go, it's just a little far out. But maybe the next time, I'm down for Dubai. Like when's the Dubai meetup happening? I keep getting promised. I mean, I think Andrew's
I
there
know.
right now. Why do I
He,
not have a plane ticket? Like what the hell?
yeah, he's there right now. And we'll see, man. Yeah,
All
definitely
of
the
you could
next
have just
one.
stopped on your way back. It could have just been a thing, it could have been Thailand and Dubai, freaking world tour.
No, my parents would take care of the
All
kids.
right.
I think a week was enough. I think a week was more than enough for them
Oh my God. I
to
can't
be
even
like, here,
imagine.
take
Your
take your
parents are
kids
like, oh
back.
my God. They're like, they're yours. They're beautiful, but bye.
Yeah, yeah.
We, I bet they're gonna sleep for like a month.
Oh man, so yeah, so
That's fun. All
yeah, good
right.
times, man. Good times.
Good times, man. Good times. So jelly. Romo, FOMO, all of that stuff. I'm from Florida, I think too, which made my desire for Thailand a little less because basically I have like plumerias in my backyard, which look exactly like the things that come from Thailand. And but I know it's amazing people and that's so. How many R should you make 100 trades of a specific strategy to be considered a working strategy?
That's a tough question.
I don't know. That's a weird, I mean, not a weird question. Maybe weird. Um, hmm. I'm trying to
Total
think.
R's, or we're thinking average? I think average would be easier to answer.
Yeah, I might be
Um,
overthinking this, but
yeah. I mean, if listen, if your strategy is green, right? If you're green, if you're making money, and I think that's the
well,
number one thing,
that's
you
kind of
know?
what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So that's what I was kind of thinking. Because I think R is so like arbitrary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think like in order to be, it depends on how much money you make when you win, but I guess that goes into your average R. So, hold on, let me see if I can find that graph. I think this will explain it the best. I need a visual, maybe, if it ever opens. It's okay. Just take your time. Hold on. Give me a minute. It'll take me a second to find this. Sorry. I was not prepared. We'll just maybe while I'm looking for this trade will happen. Y'all, if I hit this trade after holding this again through one out, you guys better like and share and stuff. I don't ask for a lot. Just I found it. Awesome. All right. So this is more of what I think you need to like kind of think about. All right. So I first off, I think 100 trades is too much to worry about. So as a day trader, I would not focus on 100 trades in either direction, forwards or backwards. Like so for people who want to back test things, sorry, back testing does not work. You will never find a completely working strategy by back testing. You have to forward test. You have to live in a strategy to find out if it's going to work for you or not. You can back test a strategy till you're blue in the face. And if you can't push the button when you're supposed to push the button, you're not going to make money. It doesn't matter, right? You actually need to make sure that it fits you and your personality. So just finding a winning strategy, like Andrew's strategy is a winning strategy, I can't trade it, right? Because I don't have Andrew's risk tolerance. I don't have his account size. I don't have the ability to trade the way he can trade. So I have to trade the way I can trade, right? Because that's very, very important because it fits my personality. So here's kind of in the RVR world, I think this chart probably shows you more or less where you need to always be. So if you want to basically always be profitable, then you need to run at least a 5-to-1 across 20% of your trades. So you need to average 5R across 20 trades. So if you're out of 100, 20 out of your 100 need to be 5R. And then you would be slightly profitable no matter what happens, as long as you're 20% or higher, right? So you could absorb 4 losses and have 1 win, offset your losses and give you a little bit of money, right? If you run a 30% hit rate and up, obviously the 5-to-1 becomes gorgeous. Right now, the issue is 5-to-1. You know what I mean? Most people that I've worked with generically have a lot of trouble going 1, 2, 3, 4 trades bad and then treating the 5th trade exactly the same way. So most people that I work with generically are going for something more like a 3-to-1 or a 4-to-1, right? And they're going to try and run upwards of around a 30% to 40% hit rate. Now, if out of every 100 trades, you know what I mean? You're hitting 30 out of those 100 trades, but you're not making money. That's because you're probably running a 30% hit rate, right? And you're only making 3R, right? So 30% hit rate at 3R, right? 30% hit rate at 3R is not going to get it done, right? So this is why it's very, very important that when you're putting your ideas together, right, that you stay focused kind of on, you have to look at these things. It's not about wanting to or not wanting to. This is a have to thing, right? So for those of you who like to scalp and go 2-to-1s and 1-to-1s, let me tell you right now, if you do not run at least a 50% hit rate to a 60% hit rate, you will lose money scalping, period. Scalping is an entry-level methodology that is only used in order to gain efficacy in entering and exit the market. This is like T-ball for stock trading. If you're using 1-to-1s and 2-to-1s, this is the most elementary form of trading, most akin to gambling, least precise. Scalping, I know maybe one person in all of history that I feel like actually makes decent money by taking really small scalps. And I don't know. You're just not going to make money doing it. Sorry. I love you all so much. I want you to make money. Don't do this. You're not. Now, when I say scalping, I mean position dilution, right? If you buy and then at 2R, you're taking half your position off, at 4R, you're taking half your position off, and then you're stopping out the rest at the loss of trend, you are only averaging 2 to 3R per trade at most. And if you're doing that with a 20 to 30% hit rate, you are losing money, period. And we're not even talking comps. We're just talking about trading. You have to hold your positions. You cannot partial. If you partial, unless you're carrying massive size with a massively high hit rate, you're not going to make money. I'm sorry, you won't. Saw a dumb video saying 1R is better than 3R as a clickbait title. Yeah, that is a clickbait title, 100%, because that is I suck at math and I know that's dumb, right? So the ideal area for me is to honestly, this is the progression you stinking CL. The progression you're going to go through as a trader, all right, is in the beginning, you're going to start off by, it's like T-ball. You're going to work on 2-to-1, 3-to-1. Don't focus on your P&L, okay? Because it doesn't matter, because you're not going to make money if you're going for 2-to-1s. Not over time, not real money, not change your life money, right? I don't care how much money you throw at it. It's not going to be consistent enough, right? Stock traders are people who buy and sell and hold, right? Are you going to make money every day? No. Are you going to have green days every day? Well, if you define a green day as good execution, you could. If you define a green day as making money, then you're certainly not, right? As a trader, I have a very, very hard reality for every single person. And I've covered this in Money Show in depth. Someone came up to me and they said, what is it like being a trader? I said, being a trader is very, very difficult, because being a trader is being a professional loser. You literally lose in every way for a living, right? It's what you do, right? You don't worry about profit. Stop truncating your profits by being obsessed with R's. If you're in it and it's working, hold it and let it go. Just let it go as far as it possibly can. It won't work every time. It'll work a lot less often than it did. But what you will experience is you will go from having a 2-to-1 with a 60% hit rate to going to 20-to-1 with a 20% hit rate, 10% hit rate, 5% hit rate. You still make so much more money. All you have to do is hit the one big trade. How many people, before we close out here, hit me up with a number one. How many in here know absolutely that you have entered one trade that if you would have left that trade alone, it would have made your week, it would have made your month, it would have made your year? If you would have just not touched that one trade, give me a number one. If you would have just left that one trade alone, but you cut it, and because you got rid of it or partialed it or did something with it, you did not make the money. All you have to do is treat every single trade the same way every single time, right? And you will not miss the one, right? But if you allow yourself the opportunity of cutting these trades, then you will in fact miss the one that would have worked, and you will absorb every single loser, right? You're never going to cut the losers, right? Even break even isn't going to cut a loser. You're just going to get rid of the winners. You know what I mean? And then you're just not going to make any money. You know what I mean? And that's the hard part of this thing. It's an attritional game, right? It's not about winning. It's not about losing. It's just about making money. What's more important to you? Being right or making money, right? And that's it. Humility, right? Yeah, I like the idea of having a minimum R days. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm risking so much per trade. I want to make sure I at least make this much. So if it goes a certain distance in a direction, I'm willing to pull up, and if it comes back, I'll exit, right? So I make sure I'm making at least a certain amount of money out of each trade. Yep, I agree with you, TRD futures, and that's why I'm trying to set realistic expectations. You know what I mean? Like so for instance, like with the trading, right? One of the things that's really cautious too is a lot of traders think they live too much in the past, and they live too much in the present. Or sorry, too much in the past, too much in the future, right? They're thinking about the trader they were, right? And at the same time, they are thinking about the trader they could be, right? And my recommendation would be just to focus in on the trader you are and what you have, And so, and for each of the strategies, I would pick a strategy that feels good. Right? So, and then live in it for a little bit without even necessarily really making a commitment to it. You know what I mean? Almost like dating. You know what I mean? Like date the strategy. Don't like marry it. That was an issue I made in the beginning, by the way. When I first came into Bear Bull Traders, I really wanted to get it. You know, I came and I learned from Andrew and everybody like that, and that ended up not being my strategy. But I struggled for, you know, longer than maybe I had, because when I came in, I really said, like, I'm really doing this. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, I kind of looked at my stats. I'm like, you know, I think I kind of suck at this. You know, and then so I had to make some changes. Ooh, there's an interesting sell. So I had to make some changes, right? And my and to develop a strategy that really felt good to me. Like for me, like how many of you absolutely hate the fact that I allowed this price to come all the way back to here? Oh, it's 12. Everybody, I love you all, but it's noon and I gotta go. I was having so much fun with you today, I just lost track of time. I really appreciate you all. I hope you have a great rest of your trading day. Much love. I'll see you tomorrow.